NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Woo!
Tax season is here, which means you've received or are expecting that tax refund any day now, and you're thinking about what to spend it on. How about a new home? With SaveWithConrad.com, we're helping renters become homeowners every single day, and it's more affordable than you think. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need a huge down payment. In fact, you may not need a down payment at all. At SaveWithConrad.com, we take the stress out of the home buying process. We'll determine your buying power. We'll even help you find a realtor. And unlike the banks, we don't say no. We say not yet, but here's how. So if you're not ready right now, we'll get you on a plan to be ready. Stop throwing your money away, paying someone else's mortgage with your rent, and start the path towards owning your own home today at SaveWithConrad.com.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett, First Arcade, 605 NWA, TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team, Turner, Barton, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and Friends North, they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off, center stage, Bischoff, Disney, Hogan, and Nitro, New World Order, and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette, Champ, Vinnie, Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lois rules, cat back. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a chair. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? The voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
I've never been better in my life than I am right now.
Really?
Right now.
That's a total fabrication.
It sure is.
Yes.
You know bullshit when you see it or hear it or smell it.
Well, I've been texting with you, so I know it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay. I am.
You seem more cantankerous than normal today.
Got my buddy. It's Sunday morning as we're recording, and as we are actually, I guess we're live for our peoples.
Our people?
Our peoples. Who's here with us? Coach Rosie, of course. I think Coach Rosie has nothing else to do in life, but we appreciate you, Coach.
Coach Rosie is our number one fan. How dare you?
Yambag Jones is with us. Eddie Prather, Darren Staley, Professor Drew Landry, that trading card guy, and Coach Keith Morrison is here as well. So if I missed your name, I'm sorry. So.
A lot of coaches.
Yeah, a lot of coaches. So anyway, it's Sunday morning as we were recording, and hey, it's I have nothing to do today but dog sit.
Really?
Yeah, Lois has got to do some work down in her sewing studio, and I've got to make sure the little beagle doesn't go down there, because as Lois is sewing, if the beagle goes down there, she'll tear up all kinds of shit. So that's my job today.
What's that bitch sewing?
She is sewing the prom dress for one of our granddaughters.
She sewed a prom dress?
Yeah, for one of our granddaughters.
I feel bad for that granddaughter. What's her name? Let me add her to my thoughts and prayers.
Lizzie,
our heart goes out to you. Nobody wants to go to the prom with some shit Lois sewed. My apologies in advance for all the hair around the collar.
She's actually a pretty good sewer if she'll just go do it.
When was the last time she did it?
Last week, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she mended the baseball pants for our grandson.
She make that maroon jacket your goofy ass wore on TV this week?
That maroon jacket was freaking hot. So don't say goofy ass maroon jacket. That was a throwback to the old CBS days when the CBS announcers on football wore that maroon jacket.
I received a text about that maroon jacket
from my daughter.
Said the only two motherfuckers who could pull this off are Beetlejuice and my dad.
And she sent the Beetlejuice gift, didn't she? Yeah.
She said Michael Keaton and sent the Beetlejuice gift.
Yeah.
But Lord bless her.
Mm-hmm.
She's funnier than you are, which isn't real hard, I guess.
No, it's not real difficult. And she's actually, if you check with anybody in our family, they will say that my daughter is the funniest one in our family.
What's she doing next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Thinking maybe she comes and does a run in.
She could.
What would be cool is if we could get her to get on here and just give her thoughts of AEW. That would squirm, real uncomfortable.
She's smarter than that. She knows I don't want to talk about it.
No, you don't have to talk about it. It's like
she knows I don't want her. I don't want it on this podcast, which, by the way, has my name on it. So
it has her name on it too.
So
she shot out of your nuts. That's how that works.
So here's the deal. Here's her humor. I gave her all of a sudden I look at my phone and it's calling her number. And I say, sorry, butt dial. And she said, you know what? Your ass calls me more than you do.
Wow.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. So,
well, do you consider her a friend? Because we know if you consider her a friend that she'll never hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got a big show for you today.
Big show.
420.
What?
Which means that Tony Schiavone is going to get on a higher level on this episode. Tony, when was the last time you smoked weed? Last year?
No, I haven't smoked weed in I've had gummies, but not smoked weed. That smoking weed's stupid. If you want to get high, chew a gummy. Don't breathe smoke down into your freaking lungs. Didn't cigarettes tell you about that? I know you say, well, it's marijuana, it's not tobacco. It's still, your lungs are fragile. You just, dude. All these people who are just, these young kids who are puffing marijuana, by the time they're 50 or 60, they're
puffing marijuana.
By the time they're 50 or 60, they're going to be on respirators and have emphysema and all that shit.
In my dream, as part of your AEW duties, you have to give a talking to the talent every now and again. And in my dream, you catch some kids smoking weed behind the building one day, and you come around like the end of a G.I. Joe episode and fold your arms. Your lungs are fragile. And then you do one of these. Try these instead and hand them gummies. And next thing you know, they're the tag champs. I mean, there could be so much fun. Y'all should start doing some PSAs like that with you in like the Flint roll at the end of the old G.I. Joe commercials. I think that'd be home run, dude.
Hi, it's Tony Schiavone coming to you from the Batcave with a very special public service announcement for all you young men and women out there. I know you like to get high. There are many ways to do it now. You don't have to puff marijuana. You can chew on brownies, on edibles, on gummies. They have them in gum. They have them in mints now. Go to your local dispensary and see all the different things that can get you high. Keep the smoke out of your lungs. Thank you. Have a nice day. By the way, go fuck yourself. Thank you.
Now let's do one about early unwanted pregnancy.
Early unwanted pregnancy?
Like, you could tell them to wrap it up, but, know, we all know that's flames.
Yeah.
We got to tell them, just back up.
Yeah.
I know it feels good in there. Just back up just for a second.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. It's Tony Schiavone with a public service announcement about unwanted pregnancies. Whew. We got 5 of those at our house. Thank you.
Boys and girls, we're going to be watching something pretty fun. I can't believe this is real. 25 years ago tomorrow. This is a big anniversary show. And I'm pretty fired up about it. Pull up your Peacock. Nitro, Season 4, Episode 16. It's the night after Spring Stampede, 1998. We should also mention, last night you guys were live, or I guess tonight you guys are live from Pittsburgh, the home of Dr. Britt Baker. So be sure to tune in, see Tony Schiavone, see what Tony's wearing. We'll have commentary on it next week here on the program. And, so I know we're not talking about current stuff, but is it just me? Or did the Jericho Appreciation Society rip you off this past Friday? Do a little rap segment. It would have been 10 times better if you were in it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could probably out rap those two guys, but
No doubt.
But I just let them do their thing.
I mean, you've retired your microphone. We know that.
Hey, so I don't know how many out there and how many out there who are with us live here, and then of course listening to us or watching this on YouTube. Have you seen AEW All Access?
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I have not seen the third.
Apparently, I'm pretty prominent on the third episode, so it may be.
Oh, I gotta go check it out.
I haven't seen it yet, but apparently I am. So
you gonna start watching y'all's own product one day? You think, or
one day,
yeah,
maybe like in 20 years, you and I will start watching it on What Happened When.
Can you imagine the ultimate rib?
Yeah,
I'll just start asking. Hey, so tell me about Sammy Guevara. I don't remember.
I don't remember Sammy Guevara. I'm old. That's the way it was, and we liked it. We loved it.
If you recall, this entire show changed its course forever after a miserable Stone Cold Steve Austin episode.
Yeah, I've heard people say that they went back and listened to that, and it wasn't as bad as you, Conrad, says it was.
My apologies for wanting people to laugh and not want to waste my goddamn time 6 hours doing research for Tony to go, I don't know. Didn't care. Probably the booking committee. Who was on it? Don't know. Didn't care. So that is defeating when you can just watch old wrestling and say, look at this motherfucker. Hey, Tony, make fun of that. That's a lot more fun for everybody, especially the guy who's painstakingly doing all this stupid ass research at the time. I mean, listen, God forbid, you're over here busting balls when you get an email 30 minutes before you really need it. So it's not unrealistic for me to be upset that you didn't remember a goddamn thing. Here's the thing. Watching this stuff jogs the memory for you.
Yes, it does.
And you'll go, oh yeah. Okay. Now I got a story about that.
Yeah.
Her vaginal hairs were all right. Let's get to the show. It's season 4, episode 16, April 20th, 1998. This is 1 year before Columbine. How about that?
Wow, put it in perspective, huh?
Columbine was April 20th, 1999. I only remember that because my parents' wedding anniversary is April 20th. So shout out to Larry and Deborah. Tomorrow will be 43 years.
Ooh, Lordy. Yeah, they were. It is. And Lois and I are coming up 42.
As always, Larry and Deborah beating that ass.
Yeah, there you go.
Schiavone's going to Schiavone, but I think you got a countdown.
Yeah, here it is.
All right.
You know it's all about Schiavone! Holy Schiavone, baby! You know it's all about Schiavone!
Let me tell you something, little skinny motherfucker. I will beat your ass, plus I will beat your ass in video games. I know that you're free to life. How's it going to feel to go back to Connecticut and tell the fuckers that an old 63-year-old man beat your ass?
No, you can't ignore! This is what you're waiting for! I know you know the score! 3, 2, 1, play!
Tony, can I get a time code?
No.
Tony, can I get a time code?
05.
Tony, can I get a time code?
10.
Last night at
12.
this is exclusive.
Oh, you're way ahead. I don't know that I'll ever be able to catch
6.
you.
Listen, listen, listen,
Tony, can I get a
motherfucker.
time code?
Listen, motherfucker. I'm on time here now today.
All right, where are you at, Tony?
Okay. Last night, Spring Stampede, the NWO, look at them all together. Scott Norton said, motherfucker, it's my motherfucking belt. Hulk Hogan says, yeah, but I'm going to do a podcast years from now to talk about it. Then no one gives a shit.
You got a time code?
Yeah. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
One of the biggest nights for the Macho Man, Randy Savage. There is a death.
How about now? You got a time code now?
Yeah. 1 minute. And cue the bullshit hype machine.
Here he comes.
We come to you from the Springs, Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the brand new World Arena. It's WCW
Wow.
Monday Nitro. Welcome to 3 hours live of the greatest in professional wrestling, World Championship Wrestling. And oh my, what a program we have here for you. As you found out 1 week ago in this program, Goldberg will get a chance at the U.S. Heavyweight Championship owned by Raven.
Goldberg and Raven is the going to be the big moment from this show. Of course, we know that Goldberg is marching towards his world title shot. It's going to happen this summer in July in Atlanta at the Georgia Dome.
Right.
Man, this open, I can't imagine this Colorado Springs arena is a huge arena, but it sure does look big when Nitro's there. What do you think you guys spent? Do you know what your weekly budget was back then?
Yeah, it was like 200, 300,000 maybe. Weekly budget.
I mean, that sounds like a lot, but really in the scheme of things, it's probably not.
No, in TV, it's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of a wrestler one time who contacted me after WCW went down. I can't remember his name. And we met at Starbucks. And he said, listen, I'm going to do TV. And I went, really? He said, yes. He said, and I want you to be one of the announcers. I said, okay. I said, what's your budget like? He said, well, I talked to Keith Mitchell. I think I can put on a TV show for like $5,000. Keith Mitchell said that would be the price, $5,000. We could put on a TV show. And I said, dude, $5,000 is what Keith's going to charge you for his services. And I said, thank you very much. He had no concept of how expensive TV was. We're talking about the staging, the pyro, all the cameras, all the staff, the truck, the people to take it down. It's doing a TV show is unbelievably expensive.
Hey, you know what? You've told me that story before. We were eating lunch together at a Ruth's Chris in Atlanta.
Yeah. And
you told me that story, and I forget the guy's name too. We got to think about that before the end of the show.
Yeah. His gimmick was like a cowboy. It was a cowboy gimmick. And God bless him. It's to me,
Bobby Duncan?
No. To me, it's like this. And it's kind of like this today. The kids who have been doing a lot of independent shows,
right,
have no concept of what television's all about. None. And that one independent wrestler had no concept of how to put it together. Oh, by the way, you heard me say brand new World Arena. I think we are going to be at that same World Arena in June. AEW is. So how about that? It won't be brand new by then. You want to hear Eric talk?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You want to hear Hogan talk?
Nope. I want to hear you talk. It's your show.
You want to hear Hogan talk about Bubba the Love Sponge, maybe?
You want to guess what the number one show in America was?
At this time?
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
What's the number one song?
In America, 1988?
98.
98. Oh, ooh. 98, it would be something by, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Too Close by Next. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, well, 90s music.
I'll skip around a little bit.
90s music.
Girl shit. just like last week.
Well, again, 90s music fucking sucked, with the exception of a couple.
Well, the grunge stuff was good.
Yeah, some of that grunge stuff was pretty good. But
Yeah.
the post-grunge era was pretty good with Collective Soul. Dave Matthews was really good at his stuff.
I like 90s alternative and 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
But whatever the fuck that was doesn't qualify. By the way, we played some Casey and JoJo last week, and I called it girl music, and apparently I greatly offended Dave Silva here.
Really?
Yeah, he knew every word and was singing along and felt like I was making fun of him. I shut it down.
Isn't Dave Silva, offending Dave Silva, kind of a commonplace here?
No, he's really hard to offend. Goddamn, I've tried my hardest. I've managed to only do it twice.
Oh, wow.
Once I made an inappropriate comment that I thought was funny that he didn't think was funny, and then I doubled down on it and it got worse. That was my bad. Listen, some of these land, some don't. And then last week, Casey and JoJo, those are the only two times.
Okay, well, you got him to move his ass to.
I didn't get him to.
So.
I just answered the door one day and he said, "We're here for supper."
Yeah. By the way, AEW is in Colorado Springs on June 7th. Just found that out. June 7th.
Oh man, that's so great!
Isn't that great?
I can't wait to not be there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you ought to put your lazy ass on your private plane and come see us.
The shows that are within driving distance, I'd rather do that as opposed to, spend a bunch of money to watch a show I could watch on TV.
Yeah. Well, that's the place to do it.
It's the best place to do it.
I was just on a podcast with Doug Rice of Performance Racing Network.
How's old Doug doing?
Doing great.
Man, that's good to hear.
Yeah. He's, oddly enough, Doug went to college with
your mama,
Lois Schiavone.
Yeah.
Lois, yeah. And he's a great racing announcer, and we talked about my career, and he asked me what was the difference between wrestling today and wrestling back when I first started or when I was a fan. And I said the biggest difference is back then it was an infomercial to get you to go to the arenas. Now it's a television show to get you to watch next week.
Yes.
Keep watching. So that's the biggest difference in wrestling. And there's so many differences, but the focus of the TV show is completely different. I'm trying to think. I know you may know this. When did that change? Was it a gradual change, or was it just like one day we went boop?
Television rights. When television rights became a thing, in this era, we're trying to sell pay-per-view and merch.
Right.
And tickets.
Right.
But in the modern era, as you know, your biggest line item, really the only one that matters, is look at here.
Yeah, he's getting ready.
Goldberg warming up.
Hurt somebody.
Literally. So you're going to commercial, and we haven't seen any in-ring action.
I know. And
we saw a Hogan promo. Now we see Goldberg patting his belly.
Mm-hmm. With Valvoline on his belly, as a matter of fact.
We're going to lube you guys up.
Uh-huh. People who know use Valvoline.
He's our 9-month fucking angle here, and we're just going to rip it from his hands.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's track this. Let's track this bullshit.
Eric Bischoff and the Disciple in tow makes a challenge to Randy Savage, the Macho Man who is the world heavyweight champion. There is no question. It is clear cut. There's Hogan here. There's Macho Man here. And as Hogan says, there's also Kevin Nash here. Hogan wants to get the title back for himself, and he has made a challenge to Randy Savage.
What an eye-opening blockbuster announcement to open Nitro. Hollywood Hogan, Eric Bischoff, first admitting to the split. Now the battle lines have been drawn. Now we will find out who's going to align themselves with the Hogan camp or the Savage and Nash group. This is going to be a historic Monday Nitro.
It really is, Larry.
That's going to be the question. In fact, at the beginning, we already seen a big man like Scott Norton point to Hollywood Hogan and make a crack about the belt staying in the New World Order. We've definitely got a split so big that even the liars of the New World Order can't deny the truth any longer.
And I think that was very, very big. Scott Flash Norton, first time anyone, with the exception of Savage and maybe Kevin Nash, really got in the face of Hollywood Hogan. Scott Norton a member of the NWO came in and said, this is NWO property. Let's keep it with that. Now, who's on whose side here? Who's backing up whom? We're not sure, but we definitely know that Hollywood Hogan has made a challenge to Randy Savage for tonight during this 3-hour program for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Tony, this is a weird show. This is formatted weird so far. Wouldn't you agree?
Describe what you think was weird about it.
Well, it's a 3-hour Nitro. Like in my head,
Yeah.
let's start with a match. And then we started with the big recap package, then a promo. Then we see a backstage of a guy stretching. And now here comes Savage with the title.
He's going to talk too. I don't think he's going to wrestle. Yeah. It's weird in that we did a lot of talking.
We should remind everybody that the prior night at the pay-per-view, Randy Savage beat Sting for the world title. Raven beat DDP for the U.S. title. Hogan and Nash beat Piper and Giant in a baseball bat on a pole match. Russo was not here yet. Steiner and Lex Luger beat Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell. Chris Jericho retained the U.S. title over Prince Ikea, and Booker T retained the TV title over Chris Benoit. So this is our fallout. And you might be asking yourself, after that nearly 2-year build for Sting and Hogan at Starrcade 97, who was the next champ? Randy Savage. What's old is new again. I think a lot of people overlook this run with Randy Savage. I think most people, when they think about Savage with the title, they think about 95, 96. They don't really think about 98, but here he is.
Here he is. You know, we need to probably, I would think coming up, we need to probably talk about, we may have already done it the way my memory is, but probably need to talk about and watch Vince Russo's first show.
Yeah, for sure.
As Booker. Yeah. So as you can see, the crowds are still very, very big. Very cool. Give him the microphone, please.
He's going to, this is his next to last world title run. He'd win it one more time at Bash at the Beach in 1999, but he drops it just one day later.
Okay.
But this is the top of the business right here. Randy Savage is the man. Let's track it.
So watch your back.
I didn't come here to gloat. I came here to fight. There's only one coward in this building that's shaking in his boots, and he's from Hollywood, California, and he's in a lot of trouble now. The worst kept secret in the world is that I hate Hollywood Hulk Hogan in life, in death, in life, in death. I don't like you at all, brother. And it's not the fact that I'm the NWO World Heavyweight Champion. It's the fact that you're not. That's the bomb, brother. At the beginning, Hollywood, you had a lot of people snowed. You did. You really, really, really did. Yeah. But I found someone with some guts. Someone that doesn't care against battling against all odds. A lot of people think that my main objective was to lead the NWO. Oh, no, it wasn't, Hollywood Hogan. I knew you weren't the man. You're not the man. In fact, brother, your world is coming to an end real, real soon. This is only the beginning.
So listen, they're clearly setting up a match here. It's going to be a no DQ main event here on the program. This storyline to me just feels less than. Like I've been so compelled throughout their career. You go back all the way to 1989, one of the best storylines in wrestling history, but this just doesn't feel as substantial. Did it at the time to you, or did it just feel, well, here's our show tonight and there it is?
No, it felt substantial because of
their star power.
Yeah. It felt pretty big. I love that. One thing I love about the Macho Man, and I think I look at this as a TV guy, and how wrestlers today need to take a look at this. Okay,
Yeah.
he's showing the belt.
Yep.
Okay, he is not yet. He has not turned his back on the camera.
No.
He'll look from side to side, like to the right, to the left, but he won't put the back of his head to the camera. And they keep doing that today. And I want to, in the middle of the ring, while I'm holding the microphone, kick him in the fucking nuts. Okay? Now he's kind of turning to the back there a little bit, but he's still showing a profile, not the back of the head. I just, for the life of me, you cannot tell them they do not understand that. As much as you tell them, they do not understand it. And you're not ignoring the people behind you. They're, fuck, dude. Oh, buddy, here comes Mr. Cool,
like an
right?
extra on The Sopranos. Here comes Kevin Nash in a Reebok sweatsuit, NWO cap, drinking a cup of coffee he just walks out with.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Too Cool for School right here.
Yeah, it's about as cool as you can get.
Seriously, it looks like he could be doing a reboot of Vinny Vegas right here, and you could buy it because you could. I mean, wearing this outfit, he looks like he's on The Sopranos. Like, I'm gonna go take care of Paulie Walnuts. Don't worry about him.
Yeah,
it's part of that New York crew. What a reaction, man! They're hot for big Kevin Nash. Let's track it here.
Yeah.
Hollywood Hogan. Last night, step one, the end of your career. You no longer can call the NWO yours, brother. Tonight, Macho Man will make it final when he beats you on Nitro in the middle of the ring. And if that freak wannabe biker buddy of yours decides to stick his nose
Did I lose the sound here, or is that?
And if that Tyndall, Eric Bischoff, decides to stick his nose in our business, remember Baltimore, weatherman. I've stuck you once, and I can't wait to stick you again. Hogan, you wondered who was going to drive a stake through your heart? Well, buddy boy, you're looking at him. It's over. Book closed. Into the story. Have a nice life.
We have witnessed.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this NWO infighting.
Mm-mm.
It's not as good. That's what I meant when I said it just feels less than. Like, I understand Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage are two of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling, and I get excited for that. But I'm just saying the storyline they had before, Miss Elizabeth caught in the middle, that was a fantastic story. This is just like, well, we're all still together, but I'm better than you.
Yeah. I get that, and I also get the fact that we are, here's time code for you, by the way, 2019, 2020, we haven't seen a wrestling match one.
No.
Not one. And we've been on camera 3 times.
It's
three times.
It's not a well-formatted show.
No.
Like, I want to see show me some, wrestling.
Give me a luchador, right?
Yes, maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hell, let's put 6 in there. 3 on 3.
Why not? Yeah. A trios match. Which reminds me of something, and I've got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I want an honest answer here. Okay?
Oh, no.
Because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Here comes the bullshit.
No, this is what we are. We are bullshit.
Yes, yes.
Okay, our
Those are our lanes. We stay in those
our
lanes.
podcast is about bullshit.
100% every day of the week.
We are bullshit.
Oh, listen.
In pain of my childhood, but I will not stop for you. I am the U.S. champion. I beat Diamond Dallas Page, and I'm going to beat you too. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
So there you go. That's the last we're going to see a Raven upright.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you've been meaning to ask me something.
Okay, so I really, probably as much as anything else, and I know it's current, and I know, yes, I'm promoting AEW, but as much as anything else, I really enjoy working with Taz and Excalibur. Just love it. I think Taz is just a joy to work with, really. Excalibur, I think, is one of the best, if not the best, play-by-play man I've ever worked with.
Wow.
And that, really, I mean, he's different than JR was. JR was the emotion, right? He's like the Larry Munson, the emotion of it. And Excalibur is the technical. So I'm sitting here and doing my role and loving what I'm doing because there's no pressure on you. The pressure's on Excalibur, not me. But I wonder sometimes, and I look at this and I listen to this, we're getting ready to do another interview.
Yeah, we saw the girls dance. We saw a Raven promo, a vignette of the girls dancing, and now here's Mean Gene.
Hey, attention, hotline fans.
A hotline plug. We're almost 23 minutes into the program. No wrestling yet. We're fucking Colorado Springs the long way.
Yeah, are we going to bring out somebody here, or are we just going to go back to us?
I think we're going to warm up your tank. Now, you were saying.
So anyway, I listen to what I'm doing here, and I listen to how I'm up here with my voice, and I'm pushing it out, and I'm hitting every storyline, blah, blah, blah. I just wonder, at my advanced age,
right,
if I could still do it.
If
I could still do the play-by-play of wrestling.
Don't worry about that. Taz would jump at the chance to do
that. No, I don't think Taz wants to do play-by-play.
No, nobody wants to do play-by-play. Everybody wants to just say, that's exactly right, Excalibur.
You're exactly right, Conrad.
They pay similarly. One's a lot of work. One's just cruise control.
Uh-huh.
Let me go with cruise control, Jones.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I will not let Taz know you said that he was on cruise control because he's
No, I'm talking about you personally.
Oh, me. Okay.
Hey, so our first match, here we are, 78 minutes into the program. It's Chris Adams versus Conan.
Yeah.
But Conan is the epitome of cool. Chris Adams, maybe not so much.
Chris Adams is still in 1980.
Yeah, he is straight out of 1988 here.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a jacket like that.
I think that'd be freaking cool.
I mean, real deal, if that had an American flag on the back, you could convince me Cody wore that.
Mm-hmm. This is obviously going to be seen as, who's that person telling everybody to sit down?
He's an usher?
Yeah, but he needs to sit the fuck down, dude.
He got everybody sitting down. He's probably like, calm down. It's just Chris Adams.
Yeah. People behind him want to see, I guess. I get that.
Next up, we're going to see Goldberg stomping around a little bit.
Look at the sign. You didn't even see that sign, did you?
I missed it.
I hope they hold it up again.
What did it say?
It had your name on the sign.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. It said, "What's up, Conrad?"
How about that? Well, shout out to you guys.
Who? How old were you at this time?
16 years old.
16 years old. Okay.
Just give me a shout out. That's cool.
Yeah. I hope they show it again. That was. Oh God. What's up, Conrad?
Time machines exist.
Yeah. Here's going to be seen as a comment that's disingenuous, but I'm sincere. When I think about Chris Adams, I think about all the great wrestling fans in the UK that we're going to be seeing in London coming up in August. I'm sorry, it was Were you making a martini or something, or
I was.
you were doing that?
Tell us more about how you can't wait to see all the great wrestling fans overseas. Go, Tony.
Okay. We're going to be in the UK, in London. We're going to be at Wembley Stadium, one of our biggest events ever. We are going to resurrect All In Sunday, August 27th. How about that, huh?
Who's going to be there?
Don't know yet, but I have a feeling just about everybody.
Is Goldberg going to be there?
I don't think so.
Is Stone Cold Steve Austin going to be there?
420 sign on the same sign as
Well, it is 420 here.
yeah. Same sign as what's up. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin going to be there? No.
Right. Is The Rock going to be there?
I don't think so. I don't think Roman Reigns will be there, nor Cody.
What about Vince? Is Vince coming in for this one?
No, obviously you're a WWE hype.
Oh, no,
machine
no,
here.
not at all.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What about Mercedes? Is she going to be there?
No, she'll be be recording season 4 of Mandalorian.
Hey, we could get a bunch of clicks here. Should I ask about certain members of the AEW roster if they're going to be there or not?
I can tell you, I don't know who's going to be there. I really don't know.
I was just saying you're trying to bust my balls about asking about WWE talent.
Mm-hmm.
I was, with you, I never know who I can or can't ask about on AEW without getting chastised and told to delete it and fuck off and what are you doing and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I don't know who's going to be there. Hell, you know what? It's August 27th. I may be dead by that time.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
What about Matt Coon? Is Matt Coon going to be there?
That I hope not.
Okay.
Are you sending any of your staff there?
No. Why the fuck would I? No.
To do a podcast live from Great Britain? Wow.
I've done many, and I would love to do one with you, but you won't do one with me.
Yeah. Or you talking about live shows? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, I love to do one with JR, but is JR even booked over there? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are y'all running a Friday night show? All right, so here we go. I think we're going to see a little bit of Goldberg pacing here. Look at him, Tony.
Look at him.
Look at him. He's punching himself like a goof. Look at him.
30 minutes into the show, and if you add the commercial times, which we don't, we're more than 30 minutes into the show.
Yeah, we're 40-something minutes. By the way, Goldberg's in better shape than ever. We've seen the Nitro Girls twice. We've seen one match. We've seen Tony Schiavone 4 times. We've seen Mean Gene.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a package. We've seen in-ring promos. We've seen 3 backstage vignettes. Our only match was Conan versus Chris Adams. But don't worry, help is on the way. The Barbarian and Wayne Bloom are out next.
We have many comments. Professor Drew Landry wants to know, wonder whatever happened to Nitro Girl Fire. She was a big part of my adolescence. Roll Tide.
She recently did a little reunion at WrestleCade this past November. So you can catch her every now and again. I actually had the good fortune of meeting Fire at one of those like car show things that you guys used to, World of Wheels or something like that. Oh, check this out. This is Clemson, I believe. We're going to be doing a little Nitro party. Hey, fun fact. I spent the night at next door to Dabo Sweeney's house this week.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
I found myself there with Cassio Kid and a fellow from the office. I was there to pick up a boat, and they invited us to stay the night at their house instead of driving out into the middle of nowhere and getting a hotel. So I stayed there, woke up the next morning, took the boat on a little test drive. And of course, Cassio got the Bluetooth and started playing Boats and Hoes. And I'm on a boat, motherfucker, and all these really loud, offensive songs at 7 a.m, waking Mr. Sweeney up. And I don't know. I mean, he's an Auburn guy. Maybe Cassio has heat with him because Dabo went to Alabama. I don't know, but Dabo's got a heck of a place there in South Carolina.
I would imagine he does.
Pretty nice.
By the way, just to let you know a little bit about Terry Byrne, who was Fire.
Yes, wonderful lady.
Yeah, her dad, and this is during the Nitro run, was the chairman of the Cobb County Commission. Big politician, board member. Bill Byrne was his name. That was her dad. Just a little fun fact, if you like fun facts.
We don't.
Okay.
We hate fun facts. Hate them so much.
Yeah, boy, you're in a miserable freaking mood today. I don't know what.
No, I'm not at all.
Okay.
I'm in a great mood. I'm just trying to get you to get in a good mood.
I'm in a great mood. I'm wonderful.
I'll tell you what I like to do on Sunday morning is wake up and watch Wayne Bloom wrestle the Barbarian. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
You know, I take a look at this and I wonder, was it any wonder that you guys fucking lost to Raw?
There's no wonder. I mean,
you lost Raw the prior week, and this is the show you booked to come back with. Oh,
yeah.
We'll get them next week. Really?
Yeah. We'll talk for 40 minutes, and then our matches will include Chris Adams and Wayne Bloom.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
You know what? It's easy to rip on it now. It really is. But fuck it. I say fuck it. I say watch it and enjoy it. You know? One thing I've learned about pro wrestling through the years.
Don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. And sometimes I need to tell myself that backstage in AEW when we're pressured to get pre-tapes out and do a lot of things, and we're up against, because 8 o'clock Eastern time comes whether you're ready or not, dude. But one thing I've learned about pro wrestling, there's always somebody out there. This is back then, and this is us now talking, and this is obviously people in social media. There's always somebody out there that can do it better. At least they think they can, until they try to do it. And then they learn, whoops, it's not as easy as you think. I'll just book so-and-so against so-and-so. That's what the people want to see. Oh, really? That's what you're going to book? Why don't you go tell that person that you want to book that and see what they say? And then tell them what you want to do and get them both together and then see if they do exactly what you want them to do. It's real easy to book. It's real easy. And it's been like that for a long, long time. And there's Castrol GTX. Unlike Valvoline, it's engineered for greater protection against breakdown. Valvoline is another brand.
I'm next, but I come from hate, and I come from pain, and it's mind over matter. Goldberg, it's over. The streak is over. Go to Raven.
So we got 2 matches down so far, Tony. This is maybe not the best Nitro we've ever seen.
No, it sucks. And I hope it's not a Master Chief. Dun, 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 dun.
What am I looking at here? Is that a G.I. Joe character?
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, somebody who's on the chat, tell Conrad what this is.
Is that a guy from Halo?
Yes, that's Master Chief from Halo.
What is a Master Chief?
It's his character. You see that 117 right there on his chest?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Chris. Oh, here we go. Chris Jericho.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Friday from 10 a.m. to noon when tickets go on sale. And
Buddy, this is one of the best segments in Nitro history. I love this segment. If you're not watching, go turn it on right now.
Yeah.
35, 3501, 3502. This is good stuff right here. This is going to be good. Get ready. Chris Jericho at his best.
I know you're digging the mahi mahi. You know, I've erected this shrine to Dean Malenko because I respect this man more than any other. And I have an update on the status of Dean's career, and it's a good news, bad news situation. The bad news is Dean has definitely retired from pro wrestling. He will never, ever step into the ring again. But the good news is he's got a job interview at Harry's Burgers in Tampa, Florida tomorrow. And as soon as he finds out if he's got the job, I'll let you guys know. So, Dean, this one's for you, little trooper. Thank you.
Now, we don't believe that, and you fans obviously don't believe it as well. But the man with the trophies has a new addition to his collection.
Yeah, he's got the
Dress?
the dress,
ring entrance garb.
Ring entrance garb.
Whatever.
The attire of Prince Iakea. Last night, Jericho retained.
Where are you at on the juice, Tony?
You mean spin that stuff up in the air?
Juventud Guerrera. He calls himself the Juice. Juve Juice.
As you can see, without a mask, he's a very handsome young man. I think I brought that up before, and Jericho's going to go right at him. I love Jericho and Malenko. I love that. I love that storyline.
I love everything about Jericho in 1998. One of my favorites that year, entertaining segment after entertaining segment. And then the bell rang, and it was usually pretty damn good. I mean, fresh off of Prince Iakea and Dean Malenko, and now here's Juventud.
Uh-huh. It is great. Look at this. They're doing things, and they're jacking up the crowd here. They're doing – listen, the segment that we saw with Jericho in front of Dean Malenko's picture there,
yeah,
much more entertaining than Hogan and Savage talking in the ring.
Oh, my gosh.
It's better. It's better TV. It is absolute better TV, and maybe we're on to something here. Maybe it was time for that NWO shit to move on. Could have been.
Well, it was selling a lot of T-shirts, though.
Well, then maybe it wasn't.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I guess we should just run through some stuff right fast before we get to the next segment, which I believe is Goldberg. Horace Hogan debuted the prior night to help Raven and the Flock. Last week, as you recall, is the first time WWF would beat WCW Monday Nitro. This weekend is WWF Forgiven. So coming up in the future, 6 days from now, we got Dude Love challenging Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Dude Love?
Yeah, he was a heel here.
Oh, gotcha.
We've also got Undertaker versus Kane in an Inferno match. Did you ever see that? They put flames all around the ring.
No.
Yes, we need to watch that one day.
Okay.
So let's let Sabato know. Also, too, in
we're still using Sabato for stuff?
In ECW land,
okay,
we've got May's WrestlePalooza 1998.
Okay.
It's going to be Al Snow and Shane Douglas. We talked about Head last week and how much you love it, and everybody loves it.
I did.
And 2 days prior to this was the NFL draft. Do you remember who the number 1 overall draft pick was in 1998? He's from the SEC. That's a hint. That's a good
hint. It was Peyton Manning.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
So happy with you. So proud for you.
Yeah. And you know what I remember about Peyton Manning was how the Colts fans booed him at the beginning. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
And we had a show probably later this year. Yeah, during the football season later this year. And Peyton was in the crowd. And they booed him when we announced him. And I'm thinking, you fans just don't get it. He's going to be great. And boy, was I right and they were wrong.
All time, who was better, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
Tom Brady was.
Yeah, that's right. Suck it, Casio kid. Suck it from the back.
Oh.
Hey, Bryant Haramenza. Screwed that up.
All right.
He asked a question for us over in the live chat.
Yeah.
Appreciate all you guys riding along with us from ad-free shows and the WHW Monday Patreon.
Yeah.
Bryant writes, when are we going to have a Nitro party at Tony's house?
Well, I wouldn't mind a Nitro party at my house.
We'll be there next Monday.
I'd do it. How about a Nitro party at the Conradison? No. So you have it at the Conradison first or the Lake House, and then I'll have it here. We'll have back-to-back nights.
Well, I'm in a state of transition. You know, we're moving.
Oh, hold on.
So I got things boxed up and all that. We want to host people when it's all set up, but like you got your house totally remodeled. Hell, you got a sewing room. And that's how you know you're rich, when you got a sewing room.
Mm-hmm.
My wife don't got no sewing room.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we might as well call it any kind of room because we spent a lot of money for that sewing room. And she goes down there maybe once or twice a quarter.
She was just down there last week sewing. You said, you're a fucking liar.
You know what we got for?
Look at Goldberg. Now he's jacking off in the backstage area.
Okay. You know what we got down in the sewing room?
Probably a girl chained up.
Well, no, we got. Yeah, the girl we should have chained up is Lois to make her sew. We got a refrigerator We got a television with an Apple TV. We've got a coffee maker. We've got a bathroom, and we got a bed. She could live down there. I put all the conveniences for her because I know that it's difficult as now. It's almost impossible for her to get up and down the stairs. Put all the conveniences for her. She doesn't have to do anything. Just stay down there and create two of the top line. No, I ain't listening to this shit. Two of the top lines, probably on the market, most expensive, best Bernina sewing machines that you can get. Got two of them. And where is she? She's on her phone.
Well, I mean, you're the Mark who bought it.
Boy, I sure am.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Keith Morrison, Coach Keith, I got two words for you: Jamarcus Russell.
Here's what you're supposed to be giving your wife.
Okay.
Hard dick. Conversation. That's what you give them, Tony.
What order?
Hard dick first,
and then talk to him afterwards.
Then talk to him after.
Here's my conversation. I got to go to sleep. That's about it.
Okay. Listen to this reaction.
And stole it, and then won it. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring at this time, his weight 237 pounds. He comes to us from the Maori. He is the leader of the flock. He is the man who is now the reigning and defending WCW United States Heavyweight Champion. He is Raven.
No theme song. It feels real big. Now let's see what he does for Goldberg.
Yeah, okay.
But did you see any member of Raven's flock?
Didn't see anyone come out with Raven. I've seen other members of the flock around ringside earlier tonight. Well, he talked about the streak coming to an end. 74 and counting for this man, Goldberg, challenging for the U.S. title.
They're standing everywhere. Signs, t-shirts, banners. Look at that 74-0. The fans know it. His biggest night. And you're witnessing it live as it happens on Nitro. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, his hometown unknown, his weight unknown, his professional record we all know. 74 victories without a defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the challenger, the undefeated Goldberg.
His weight unknown.
I know.
This hometown. That's the reason I wanted you to hear it. And you were like, I don't want to listen to him. I know you have an irrational hate, but I knew that would make you laugh.
Oh, God.
Unknown.
It was Dawsonville, Georgia, and step on the fucking scale so we know.
Here's my favorite. They can get Raven to go stand on the scale, but not Goldberg?
No. You know why? Because he's a badass. He does what he wants. That's it.
So why do you have the Mario Brothers on your microphone?
I just thought there would be a little spice up with the video link here. And, of course, the Mario Brothers movie is out.
What'd you think?
They haven't seen it, but I've heard great things about it. I know it's in theater.
I knew you would.
I know it's in theaters only, and again, I'll wait until it comes out on Apple TV.
Did you see the Air movie yet?
The what?
Air.
Oh, the Nike movie?
Yeah.
I did not.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, they didn't cast anybody for Michael Jordan, did they?
No, because the movie's not really about him.
Right. It's about Nike.
Yeah. I mean, he's in it. You know, and they show real footage of the actual Michael Jordan a lot.
Right. Yeah.
But they were really smart to not let people get caught up on, you know, he doesn't look enough like him or he looks too much like him or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think of this throwing guys into the guardrail with families in the front row?
Yeah.
This feels like a liability.
Yeah. It's something, isn't it?
I mean, Doug's going behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Just saw somebody spilled their drink, and
Mm-hmm.
as I understand it, those I think they call them bicycle racks, those guardrails. Boy, if you hit a kid in the knee or a Mimo in the knee, that's probably not going to be something you want to deal with.
Yeah. Look at these ushers telling people to sit down. I guess it's an edict from us. I don't know. I have no idea.
Look at the crowd, man. He kicked him in the head just like he did Bret Hart. Now he's on the outside. Wait, there's a chair, but it's happening in front of the referee. No DQ.
The back hard. Raven and Raven's rules now, using the chair to his advantage.
Raven's rules.
Ring, and Goldberg slid in there as well. And here
I always liked that they told us that Raven had one leg longer than the other. So he made that other sole a different color to accentuate it rather than hide it. Like he could have made them both black and we wouldn't have noticed. How about a drop toe hold into a chair? I love that.
I do too. Raven, to me, is one of the great performers of all time.
Agree.
And not only that, Scotty Raven is a guy who kind of rekindled my love for comic books and superheroes and all that.
He used to whack you off the Swamp Thing, right?
Whack me off to him? No.
Right.
No.
Oh, he didn't?
No. But he made me love Swamp Thing. He told me Swamp Thing was the greatest superhero ever and was the greatest comic book ever. And if you read the first Swamp Thing comic book, you'll see why. It's kind of remarkable.
Did you fall in love with Lois before or after you fell in love with Swamp Thing?
Before. Yeah.
You think you and Swamp Thing could have been happy together?
I don't think so, because he lives in the swamp and I don't.
You think he'd figure out how to use those goddamn sewing machines?
Okay. I was getting ready to ask you if you run out of questions, but obviously that one was a good one. So
Swamp Thing sewing would really pop off. Swamp Thing Sewing is a new shirt available now at LoisReels.com.
But he's got to keep his vines out of the needle. You see.
Look at there, a WrestlingInc.com sign from 25 years ago. There's Horace Hogan.
Spring Stampede, and he goes down. No.
They saved the best for last. There's the butt fucking Yeti.
Now the big man reaches in. Hoist Goldberg up.
Ron Reese.
Raven is still down. No.
Ron Reese. And fans are going bananas here, guys.
That's a 10 on the Richter. Wow. That man is almost 500 pounds. What a show of strength by Goldberg. Is there anybody else?
I think they're on a flock.
That wants to get in.
Wait, Raven, he's trying to leave.
Raven is trying to leave. And
The fans stopped him and threw him back over the guardrail.
They bought a ticket. They want to see this.
Wow.
To support Goldberg.
Boy, Sick Boy is Adam Cole's cousin or uncle, is he not?
Yeah, man.
Sick Boy in the front row is Adam Cole's uncle, baby.
Who else
Get
did
that
he?
into his Wikipedia. Somebody listening knows how to do Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Here we go. So Goldberg just beat the whole flock, not just Raven, but the whole flock by himself. He's the new U.S. champ. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, based on fan reactions, pretty fucking cool, right?
This is the best thing that's happened on the show. I mean, this is
this
really
is
remarkable. And note the time, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Without commercials, we're 50 minutes in. So this is right before people would be trying to decide, am I going to Monday Night Raw or not? You know?
Yeah.
Well done. And by the way, we got another good match coming up behind it. La Parka versus Ultimo Dragon.
Whoa. How about us?
But when they take a commercial, we will too, Tony. What a moment this is, though. Let's just track it.
The World Arena. And Raven's still out. He got jackhammered on that stop sign.
Entire flock's out.
All right, here it is again, legend.
But take a look at this. Bill Chris Raven speared him right out of his
Pretty damn good spear.
Yeah.
to a man who's
What'd you say?
I like the excitement in Zabisco's voice too. Very good.
He's getting into it. He's getting
Yeah.
into it for sure. And that'll do it, Tony. 1, 2, 3. Goldberg is the new United States champ. Would you have predicted at this point they would keep pushing him to the world title?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all knew he was going to be the world champion.
Even with all the politics and all that, with
Yeah.
the backstage maneuvering and shenanigans and all that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that crowd reaction kind of sold it to me. He's our biggest star. Let's make it big.
Tony, give us the time code here.
Okay, we're going to pause at 5205. 5205. How's that? Is that okay?
I like
with
it.
you? All right.
You know what? We're taking a time out right now, Tony, to tell everybody listening about our great friends, and you know where they're from, Tony. We've been talking about them for the last several weeks here on the program. We're talking about Rocket Money. And the reality is we're all overspending in ways that we didn't even know. And I have to admit, I thought I had a good handle on this until I started using Rocket Money. Now, back in the day, we all signed up for a lot of stuff that we didn't really need during the pandemic. And I never canceled any of that stuff. And it wasn't until I had this service that I realized my wife and I both signed up for Hulu. We didn't need 2 accounts. We needed 1 account. And I forgot that I had signed up for DAZN. I signed up for that to watch one fight, watch that fight, but forgot to cancel. I was wasting hundreds of dollars each and every month. Seriously, this saved me over $2,000 a year. And I can't wait for you to see how much money you can save. I also want to mention Rocket Money is a personal finance app that does more than just canceling your unwanted subscriptions. They'll monitor your spending. They'll help you lower your bills. If you're trying to run on a budget, Rocket Money can help you get there. But my favorite thing is these subscriptions we forgot about. It turns out like over 80% of folks have subscriptions they forgot about, and chances are you're one of them. I was. Well, what Rocket Money does is they quickly and easily find those subscriptions for you. And then for the ones you don't want anymore, you just hit cancel. Bam. Rocket Money cancels it for you. It's that easy. Rocket Money can also help you manage all your finances in one place and automatically help you categorize your expenses. So you can easily keep track of your budget in real time, and you can get alerts if anything looks off. By the way, there's over 3 million people who've used Rocket Money, and the average person is saving up to $720 a year. Why wouldn't you do this? Save up to $720 a year. And Tony, I think we got a special offer.
Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/WHW. That's rocketmoney.com/WHW. rocketmoney.com/WHW.
Without further ado, let's get back to the program here. We're at 52 minutes and 5 seconds here in 3, 2, 1, play.
We're going to go back and relive what happened just moments ago. The massive jackhammer on that stop sign. The 1, the 2, and the 3. Goldberg is the...
I know we just saw this, but it's important to show these replays, especially during the Monday Night War era. I don't know that you would be doing this if there was no competition, though. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is this a big day in the real life Bill Goldberg's life, do you think? Like, what was he like backstage? Do you remember him being happy about this?
To me, Goldberg, Bill and I always got along, so to me, I always saw the happy side of Goldberg.
Tell us about it. We don't hear about that.
Well, I mean, he and I always, we discussed Georgia football and discussed his wrestling career, and I mean, he was a serious type guy, but yikes.
How about this? I wonder what this means.
Ugh.
More Nitro Girls. Is this the 3rd time we've seen them?
Yep.
I'd like to see them 3 or 4 more times. I'm good with it.
I told you about how Kimberly had heat with the Nitro Girls, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one who made the money, though.
See, the girl right there is the to-be wife of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and there's a Fire who we were just talking about.
Right. Absolutely.
And you said her dad was in a scandal with the mayor.
No, I did not.
On the police force.
I didn't say that yet. You a lie.
He traded sex for tickets or something, right?
You a lie. He was the commissioner, head of the Cobb County Commission, Bill Byrne. And for you to say what you said is terrible. For you to say things like that.
Oh, I was
you were misread. You should be ashamed. Someone should put a mask on like La Park and hit you in the head with a chair.
A cushion chair like this, because that would, I mean, that'd be comfortable.
Yeah, really. No, they could wield it fine, hit you with the top of it right there.
What if they hit you in the head with it, you dumb fucker?
Well, I would sell it. I would flop around and.
No, you wouldn't.
I would flop around. You know what I would do?
You wouldn't turn your head. You just fall like this.
I would, yeah. I wouldn't put my back to the camera.
No.
I would, and I would get workman's comp is what I would do.
You could do a slip and fall any Wednesday you wanted to.
I could.
Why don't you do a slip and fall and get some fucking much needed time off? Help Lois with some sewing. Y'all got 2 machines. The bitch can't use 2 of them at once. Get down there, learn some things. Y'all create a little factory.
I'm not. No.
Oh, dude, what if you started making gimmicks for the boys and Lois started making their gear? I need Eddie Kingston to wrestle in something Lois made one time.
I need to bring up a point about that.
Okay.
I told Lois, I said, there's money to be made in making wrestling gear.
Oh my God. Listen to you.
Yeah, there is. I'm telling you, there's money to be made in wrestling gear.
Of course there is.
And she said,
have her make me a La Parker costume for Halloween.
And she said, I don't think so. I don't want to do it. It's okay.
Don't you wish you could do what you wanted to do for money? You didn't have to just come on here and whore yourself out.
Yeah, I wish I could.
I wish I could too. Yeah. When me and you die, let's come back as Lois and Megan.
No, I'm
seriously. They get all the benefits of our life without any of the fucking work.
Yeah, I know.
We can just be like, oh, I want a fucking sewing machine, sewing room downstairs. What are you going to sew? Nothing. What do you want? Everything. When are you going to use it? Rarely. And nobody's going to say shit to us.
No. Because if you say shit to her, then your whole life is miserable that day.
I got every piece of Peloton equipment they make downstairs. Couldn't tell you last time any of it was used. Couldn't tell you.
Well, I've got one behind me, a Peloton, and
no, but I'm saying Megan bought these. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Hey, I want one of these. Okay. Hey, I want one of those. Hey, okay. She goes to the gym 4 times a day now.
Yeah.
Doesn't go downstairs. Goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're watching La Parka and Ultimo Dragon here, and we got a couple of questions from our crew here.
Okay.
Oh, there's Richard. Richard's calling again. Professor Drew Landry wants to know, #Ask Tony, did Raven's loss to Goldberg end Raven's momentum as a character? Do you think he should have had a longer run as U.S. champion?
I don't think it ended his momentum, but I do think he should have had a longer run.
100% ended his momentum.
Okay.
They were dead after this.
All right.
He asked for a release a year later and got it. But this first year he had with the company, pretty good. Second year with the company, not so much. That was it. But I'll tell you what, that happened a lot in WCW. We haven't spent a lot of time talking about this.
Oh, there's a Conrad sign. Look at it. You see it?
Oh, there it is.
What's up, Conrad? Huh?
How about it?
God, you are not only such a fixture in pro wrestling and one of the most powerful men in pro wrestling today, but you're also a time traveler.
I am.
Yeah.
Little known fact.
At 16 years old, the Conrad story was just beginning, and it began at the World Arena in Colorado Springs back in 1998, April 20th, which ironically is the day that Deborah and your father were married.
Yeah,
great,
how about that?
Great stuff.
It is great stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, so
how's it feel that next to Vince, Triple H, Tony Khan, that you're the most powerful man in wrestling.
It's not true.
Okay. How many podcasts are in your network?
A couple.
Couple. Back when it was just me and Bruce, there was a couple.
That was the good old days, really.
Yeah. And now it's kind of expanded, hasn't it?
A little bit, you could say.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
Hey, so we're talking about Raven's knees getting cut out from under him and the momentum being over. And it made me think about Randy Savage and WCW.
Okay.
Because at the top of the program, I pointed out that most of the time when you think about Randy Savage as a WCW champ, you think of 95 because we won it at World War III. He only held it for 26 days.
Wow.
That was November of 95. Then he won it back in January of 96, but he only held it for 20 days.
Okay.
He won it the night before here on April 19th at Spring Stampede.
Right.
He's going to lose it here tonight, just one night later to Hollywood Hogan.
Right.
And he would do that same thing a year later. He wins it at Bash at the Beach, July 11th, 1999, but he loses it to Hogan the very next night.
Okay.
July 12th. So he drops it. His 4 WCW title runs, 2 were ended by Flair, 1 after 26 days, 1 after 20 days, and 2 would be to Hogan, just a day each. All told, across 4 reigns, my man Randy Savage was the WCW champ for like 48 days. That's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, but if you got a storyline, doesn't matter. If you got a good storyline.
Oh, so these are all good storylines. That's my bad.
No. I'm just saying it kind of like in theory.
No, I'm just saying like when
I think you're saying that to be over, you got to have a belt.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I imagine at the time, if you would have asked me, you and I beforehand, and given us a multiple choice test.
Okay.
How many days was Randy Savage champ
Gotcha.
across 4 title runs?
Right.
I think we would have said a year, 10 months, 8 months.
Yeah, I would have said 18 months.
We wouldn't have said 48 days. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah. No, you're
my
right.
perception of the way I remember it.
Yeah.
He was champ for longer than 48 days total.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, and again, you're talking WCW, NWO,
Yeah.
not
Right.
not WWE.
Not the real organization.
Wow. See? There you go.
What?
No, you're just a WWE guy. I get it. We're friends. I don't care.
No, I'm not a WWE guy. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, WCW was in business for what? 13 years?
Yeah, it felt like 500 years.
Think about this. As long as you and I have been doing this podcast, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
If we started this podcast timeline wise, the same time WCW started,
all right,
the NWO would be about to debut.
How about that?
We'd be halfway through.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's I think that needs to be one of my goals. Doing the
Outlast
podcast,
the NWO.
Doing the podcast longer than WCW.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, and that would take another. Well, we're coming up on our 7th in January. We're coming up on our 7th year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got some time to go.
We'll get there. It's going to be fun.
We'll celebrate it. We'll do a celebration. We'll bring in like Goldberg, Raven.
Yambag Jones has a great question. Appreciate you showing up and riding along with us. He uses hashtag Ask Tony.
Yep.
How many times did you ever trade sex for tickets?
Mm-hmm.
Or as it's called in the South, the Genetti?
You have to realize, Yambag, about me, okay? Sex has never been a part of me in any way.
Well, you got 5 kids.
4 times. One's in a set of twins. So Lois and I had sex 4 times. That's the most I've had sex in my career, in my life.
When you had twins, did you just shoot like did you not done anything for a month and it was just a double load, or how does that happen? How do you get that extra scoop on the ice cream?
We had sex, I think twice a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that your normal routine back then? You just dump it in her a couple times a day?
Wow.
We weren't using the withdrawal method.
Do you know how horrible that sounds? You just dump it in her twice a day. That is so freaking terrible.
All right, listen. All right, you're
But
right.
I tell you what. Let me say this. It's much more entertaining than 90% of the podcasts out there that are not wrestling. I've brought this up before. There are some lousy fucking podcasts out there, man.
Yes, there
God
are.
almighty. I've heard promos for some of them, and I can't believe what I'm hearing. That people would like, oh, fuck.
So listen, I'm trying to learn. I've never never had this experience.
You're bullshit.
How often would you ejaculate your seminal fluid into your wife?
Oh, bullshit. I don't know. What about you?
On a daily basis? No, I mean,
You're
but
married?
I've never cranked one of my own out. Mine are adopted, Adopt Jones.
Okay. I don't know. 420.
What's up, Conrad? 420. Here's another question. Eddie Prather wants to know, hashtag Ask Tony, who would you have in your top 4 hottest Nitro girls?
Eddie, it would be the hottest to me was Spice. And then it would have been Rebecca, or Shawn Michaels' wife. I can't remember what her Nitro name was. I think it was Whisper. That was her name.
It was. That's right.
Okay. How about that for a memory? And then it would have been Che, and then it would have been Fire.
Okay.
Actually, I can't remember the other one's name, but it was one that we kind of did an angle with where she came over and was whispering to me. She was hot too. So I would put her instead of Fire in there. And I can't remember her name.
By the way, look at Rick Rude flying around the ring, getting very involved physically. This is after he's gotten his Lloyd's of London money.
Yeah.
Whooping ass. Isn't it a shame that Rick Rude, Chris Benoit, and Kurt Hennig are all no longer with us?
It's horrible. It's terrible.
Look at there. Booker T is going to be a big star, and here he comes. Got his breathe right strip on just in case the shit pops off. He needs good airflow. Domino Chris has a great question. Hashtag Ask Tony. Time to play F, Marry, Kill.
Oh, God.
McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Popeyes.
I would F McDonald's.
Wow.
M Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And K Popeyes.
You're going to K Popeyes?
Yeah.
You don't want to say the word kill?
Kill Popeyes.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you're saying is you don't like fried chicken?
I'm saying that I can count on one hand the times I've been to Popeyes. So it's not to say they don't have great food. I've had one of their I've had one of their very popular chicken sandwiches, but
did you almost say overrated chicken
almost
sandwiches?
did. Yeah.
They are overrated.
Well, here's the deal. They're probably really good, but I don't think they're worth sitting in line for hours.
No.
No.
I'll tell you who's got an underrated spicy chicken sandwich, and that's Wendy's.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we all know the best chicken sandwich is Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Well, they're the best fast food restaurant. They know how to do a fast food restaurant. They know what they're doing. Hey, last night on Spring Stampede, Hogan sneaking in. The Macho Man jumping on Jackie Crockett with a camera.
You know what? Maybe Macho Man's suspicions were always right about Hogan. You know, back in the day, the famous storyline from 1989, he felt like Hogan was trying to fuck his wife, even though they were friends.
Huh.
Well, it turns out years later, Hogan got in a little scandal. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking his friend's wife.
Yeah.
Brings up a great question from Professor Drew Landry. Did you see the real life heat backstage between Hogan and Savage? If so, how bad was it?
No, I did not. I really didn't. I pretty much either stayed in the announcer room, went out in the stands, or was doing the broadcast. I really think a lot of the heat that happened backstage probably happened during the show, where something went down that they didn't like and they would get pissed off at each other. That still happens today. It's kind of been well documented that a lot of heat goes down during the show. Guys go into the ring, girls go into the ring. They have a match. They're tired or they're winded and they're emotional. They've been in front of the fans. They come back and that emotion is still at an all-time high. So, but you know what? We're going to have another interview and another long one, I'm sure. Roddy Piper here.
Well, before we get there, Keith Morrison says, I always have to ask, what was your mental state of mind at this point? How were you feeling about WCW and your position within the company and just the state of the organization? And we're 1 week removed from you guys losing in the Monday night ratings, but I mean, there's still a packed house here, still running big pay-per-views. Did it affect you?
Affect me in a negative way or positive way? It didn't. I tried at this point to do my job, regardless of what was going on in pro wrestling. And I think you could almost hear. I hope you could hear the excitement in my voice. I wasn't to the point of overhyping yet, but I certainly was a hype machine. So I think my state of mind was pretty good here at this time. I don't know. It's very difficult. Spending a whole day in the arena, and by spend a whole day in the arena, like now in AEW, our call time, let's say for a Nitro on the East Coast, our call time is like 1 o'clock. I'll normally get there like at noon. Sometimes a little bit later than that, but normally get there at noon, and I'm out of the building by midnight. When you spend 12 hours in an arena with wrestlers, with production personnel, with trying to put together a TV show, mentally it's not easy. I'm telling you that. And you may laugh and go, I love doing it. Bullshit. It's hard. It's a difficult, pro wrestling is a difficult life, man. And I can only imagine how it was for the wrestlers when they wrestled every day and then would come do a TV show. And a lot of times twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday. It's not an easy life. So it's hard to really pinpoint what my mental condition was back then. Because a lot of people say I don't have a good mental condition anyway.
Do you think it would have been easier maybe working in a coal mine for 12 hours a day?
No, it wouldn't have been.
Right.
Not at all. No, it wouldn't have been.
What about
not to say that it's not to say this is an easy job. It's not an easy job. There's two types of difficult jobs. There's a difficult job physically
and mentally.
And mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think sewing is difficult mentally or physically?
I would think that it's difficult mentally.
I know it's difficult financially.
Because you obviously got to get yourself psyched up to go down and do it. You got to get yourself in a mental state of mind that, hey, I want to get off the phone and go do something.
Do you think she punches herself in the head before she goes downstairs, pours a bottle of water over her hair,
and spits up in the air?
Headbutts a locker, spits up in the air.
No,
plays a theme song as she comes down the stairs.
I don't think so, but I'd love to see. There's a vagina sign. Did you see that?
I'm sorry, a vagina sign?
Somebody had a sign that said
on that note, I think we should take a time out here, Tony. I'm at 113. Okay. We'll stop it down at 1305. And we're going to take a break now to tell you about our friends at Athletic Greens. Listen, sometimes we all need a little extra motivation. Sometimes we need to get ourselves pumped up before we go downstairs and start sewing or not sewing. Maybe you need better gut health. Maybe you need more energy. Maybe you need to optimize your immune system. Maybe you hate taking pills or vitamins. Maybe you want a supplement that actually tastes great. Well, AG1 is for you. With one delicious scoop of AG1, man, you're going to get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens literally everything you need to help you start your day right. It's a special blend of ingredients to support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your focus, your recovery, your aging, all of the things. It's also lifestyle friendly. Whether you're doing keto or paleo or vegan, maybe you're dairy free or gluten free, AG1's still for you. By the way, it has less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals, no artificial anything, but yet somehow it still tastes good. It's going to support better sleep quality and recovery, better mental clarity and alertness. Think of it as like your all-in-one nutritional insurance, and it's the real deal. Athletic Greens has more than 7,000 5-star reviews. We've got a special offer right now, don't we, Tony?
Yeah, to make it easy, Athletic Greens are going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WHW. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/WHW to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
With that in mind, let's get back to Monday Nitro here. We're at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 5 seconds. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Here comes Big Sexy, the Giant Killer in. Hits Sting from behind with the referee down. Gives him the jackknife power bomb. Sting is out. He reaches over, rolls the Macho Man, Randy Savage, on top of Sting. Gets the referee revived, brings him in, and the Macho Man, Randy Savage, is the heavyweight champion. And I'm not going to say more importantly, because there's nothing more important than the World Heavyweight Championship, a belt that has signified the very best in the sport since 1905. But in terms of the NWO, as important has been the split at the top. We have seen it, we heard it. Segment 1, Hogan, Bischoff, the disciple came out. Hogan made a challenge. He said he was in charge. It was his title, and he wanted Savage for the world title. Savage came out and made a profound announcement that the newest leader of the NWO was not Hogan, it was Kevin Nash. There are two factions, Nash and Savage.
Okay. Hang on a second.
On the other. The burning question all night. We're going to see other members of the NWO coming out here later on in their matches. Whose side will they be on?
Oh, here they go.
All right, you know what? I'm talking too much here.
You are.
I am.
You should shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up and let somebody else. Man. No wonder I was hated back then.
You weren't hated yet. We liked you still here. We didn't start hating you.
I think the hate started here.
No, it started around 2000.
Okay. But I'm just talking too much. Let Heenan talk. Let Mike talk. Jesus.
Give us the time code, Tony.
114, 48, 49, 50, 51. Thankfully, we have about an hour left.
You want more of this?
Do I want more of this?
Yeah, I'm asking.
No. Thankfully, we only have an hour left. I guess that's.
By the way, Piper said tonight's world title match is a no DQ match.
Oh. So he was the boss back then. Yeah, he was the
commissioner.
The commissioner. Mm-hmm.
By the way, we got lots of fun questions over on Twitter. We're going to get some of those as well. And we would love to have your interaction on Twitter. If you haven't already, go throw us a follow, by God. We may read your question here on the program. Love to have that interaction. Means a lot to us. It's pretty easy to do, too. At WHW Monday on Twitter and Facebook. At WHW Podcast on Instagram. Professor Drew Landry says, how fun was it to call the best of 7 series between Booker T and Benoit? Of course, you were there really for the OG best of 7 series back in the day with Magnum and Nikita. What did you think of this version?
I remember the Magnum and Nikita one much more than I remember the Booker T and Benoit one. I just do. And isn't that odd?
Were you more excited just about the business in general and wrestling in general in 86 as opposed to 98?
Yeah, because I was newer to it, and I was not that far away from my fandom.
Right.
As we go to this era, the further a distance you get away from the fandom, the more it becomes a business than it just becomes something that you love. I think EW rekindled that for me. My love of the business, even though the business is much different than it was back then.
Do you think you were jaded?
Back then?
No, I mean, like, what year do you think Like, I mean, we all know you get jaded to wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
you get jaded to anything you're around it enough. It just,
Yeah,
you sort of
right.
take it for granted. You don't mean to. It's just the natural course of things.
Yeah. I guess it was around 99, 2000
Yeah.
that I got jaded. I think the pressure of the Monday Night Wars and then losing the ratings to the WWE, I think got to me. It didn't really get to me personally because I never really followed the ratings that much. But the people who did felt the pressure, and thus I've told the story that one day Eric looked at me and says, "How much weight have you gained?"
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, I've gained some. I always gain weight. And what does that have to do with anything? Okay. You're really, I was thinking in my mind, he's really reaching at shit. And the pressure of that changed how he dealt with people and changed how he was backstage and changed how people were backstage. And thus it became a much more unpleasant atmosphere backstage. And that had an impact on me in my life.
Well said, Tony. Josh Fields wants to know, what wrestler that you're currently working with do you think would make a great color commentator? Is there anyone already taking an interest in announcing that we may not have seen yet?
No, there's not anybody that you haven't seen yet. I really, I think Taz is wonderful. I do, on many levels to work with. And I tell you who would make a great color commentator because he's got such a great voice. He almost reminds me of Ventura. And that's Don Callis. Now, I know Don has done some commentary.
Yeah, and ECW back in the day.
Right. And I think, didn't he do some New Japan stuff?
Yes, he did.
I always thought Don would make a very, very good color commentator. I've always kind of wanted to work with him. Obviously, Nigel McGuinness is now with the company.
Yes, sir.
I've never worked with him, but man, he's tremendous, buddy. I've always kind of wanted to work with Nigel. Paul White does a great job. Matt Menard really, really wants to be an announcer and has done a great job. So those are kind of the names, I think. But Don Callis, and I've mentioned on this program how Don and I have become pretty good friends, and he hopefully will be back soon. By the way, that was a serious injury. He suffered.
It was a wound for real.
Yeah, and we've shown it on TV a couple of times. Good God.
Hey, so our old pal Bad Money Slim had a great question that I'm supposed to ask you here.
Okay.
Sex education teacher walks into class with a banana in one hand and a condom in the other and tells everyone, "I'm going to teach you the proper way to put a condom on today." He sits down, opens the banana, and takes a huge bite of it. And one of the students raises their hand and says, "What are you doing?" The teacher responds, "You're going to have to give me a minute. I can't get a hard on an empty stomach."
Was that a question?
It's a great joke that I read earlier this year, and somehow Bad Money Slim found it and posted it, and I thought we had to share it.
Okay, that's good.
Michael Double M says, besides starting a new week or a new streak, did Tony smoke one after the show, or was it just his seat that was high on this night?
I don't smoke them, Michael Double M, so no. I don't know if you notice or not, but when we take a shot of us on camera now, I attempt to get my seat as low as possible. One time, Laurie, my daughter, who's again very funny, she just sent me an emoji of a floating head. She said, "Only thing we can see is your head." I said, "That's by design."
I'll tell you this: when we take a look at you right now at the desk from 1998,
yeah,
you got this collarless shirt on with no tie, starch white. We got this double-breasted sport blue blazer with gold buttons. You look like you're a goddamn boat captain. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be your cruise director. Tonight we've got Yahtzee, bingo,
An outburst.
And how low can you go? Let's throw it now over to Don Calais.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see you guys doing a cruise together.
So anyway, just check the shows out now. I attempt to get my seat as low as possible.
Here come the Public Enemy. Well, you had to be there when they were over like Rover, but they were. It's hard to imagine, that this gimmick and presentation doesn't age well, but Lord and ECW, nobody was over like them. Not the WrestleMania Cody on Twitter wants to know, even during the 83-week run, did Tony know that WCW had a limited shelf life ahead?
Oh yeah, I knew that when I first got there. When I first arrived from the WWE, I knew we were eventually fucked. I knew it wasn't going to be a long run. Yes, sir.
Ever the optimist. Bobby Toombs wants to know.
No, it's not an optimist. It's a reality that a television company owning a wrestling company ain't gonna work.
Ain't gonna work.
Ain't gonna work.
I like it.
Yeah.
Bobby Toombs wants to know, is there any truth to the rumor that Tony Schiavone was to interfere in the U.S. title match, screwing Goldberg, ending his streak, and joining Raven's flock? What would his flock name have been?
There's no truth to that, but I guess my flock name would have been Grump.
Grump?
Grump. Grump.
Jason Lux, appreciate him listening, has a great question. Did Goldberg ever shit himself on the ramp during his entrance? Really seems like a high-risk maneuver if you've had too much coffee and maybe a sketchy kielbasa.
Wow.
Did you ever see Goldberg shit his pants on the ramp?
No, I didn't. And I didn't know sketchy kielbasa would make you shit yourself. What makes you shit? What food out there would make you shit yourself?
Fried chicken from KFC.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay. With me, it's anything dairy.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm lactose intolerant, and when you get older, you're going to get it. When you get in your 50s, it's going to happen to you.
So why do you keep doing it?
Well, I take Lactaid.
But you could just stop eating it, though.
Well, I've kind of recently because I've been on a diet, but yeah. It's difficult to cut dairy out of your life. It really is.
Azudin Khalid wants to know, Savage has been saying, even if he holds the title for a day, as if he knows his title reigns will be short, and he really got a day's reign twice. Why do you think WCW wouldn't go long-term with him on top?
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that question. That's a really good question. When you look back on it, you would think that the Macho Man would be a guy to be able to carry that torch for quite a while. Maybe Hogan had something to do with it. I don't know. Once again, Hogan had complete control of his creativity, which tells me if Hogan wanted to be the world champ, he'd be the world champ, right?
Yeah.
And if he wanted to hold on to it forever, he'd hold on to it forever. So, I don't know.
Jason Hagholm wants to let us know that he thinks Raven and Goldberg is easily in the pantheon for top TV matches of all time. It was a pretty good match. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it was a good moment. I don't know if it was whatever you consider a top TV match being. Some people out there may consider a top TV match two guys going like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't know. But for that day and age, for the fans' response and all the shit that Goldberg had to go through, getting rid of all the members of the flock, picking up Ron Reese like he did, the size of him, it had a lot of quote-unquote excitement to it. Not heat, excitement. Heat and excitement are two different things. Unfortunately, Dave Meltzer never knew the difference between the two.
Here's one from Samuel Turner. No mustache Hogan looks like a Muppet version of Hogan. What do you think of that?
There could be something to that.
Here's one for your boy.
Mm.
Listen, I don't pick these questions.
Yeah, right.
I don't. I'm seeing them for the first time, just like you are.
Okay.
Jarek wants to know, how big is Tony Khan's dick?
Wow. I wouldn't know.
Is that the first time? Listen, the Batista thing, we've
Right.
heard for years and years and years.
Right.
This might actually be the first time anyone has ever asked.
Why would that interest anybody?
I mean, listen, you're the guy who invented hog watching on wrestling podcasts.
No, I did, because a lot of the guys have them just sticking out there in front of you. But why would that interest anybody? Why would the size of someone's penis interest anybody? Okay? Tell me that. What is interesting about that?
You got your tape measure?
No, I don't.
Well, we can't have.
Okay.
You're a good for nothing piece of shit at gmail.com is your email address. Jesus Christ. Tony, did you watch the show? No. Did you do any research? No. Did you bring the tape measure? No. Fuck. Will you sing rap? No. Matt Godfrey wants to know, what was your favorite Hogan versus Savage match?
Oh.
Gotta be WrestleMania 5, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Good. Appreciate all the insight here, Tony. Adam Yost says, what happened when you said on an old podcast, you used to eat SpaghettiOs straight from the can? I also do that and prefer them that way. No question here. Just wanted to mention that. P.S. I'd like to take edibles with you someday. Would you get high with Adam Yost and eat some hobo food right out of a can?
I don't think so.
Why not? No. Too good for Adam?
No.
Too big time for Adam?
No, not at all.
Well,
Adam Yost may not be his real name.
All right, if he shows you his ID, proves he's Adam Yost.
Okay.
Will you suck his dick, eat SpaghettiOs with him, and eat gummies?
What? Sorry. What was that first thing you said? You said it so fast, I didn't understand it. Okay.
I said, suck his dick, eat SpaghettiOs with him.
What is wrong with what is wrong with you?
Here's my thing.
Whatever happened? Okay.
It's a negotiation tactic, Tony.
Did Larry Thompson and Deborah just take you and slam your head up against the wall?
Here's what you do.
Like they do Darby Allin. Okay.
Okay. I do with Darby Allin.
Okay.
Try this with Lois next time you're feeling about you're wanting to get frisky. Hey, Lois, can I fuck you up the ass and then shove it in your mouth? And she'd say no. And so by the time you get to where you spit in your hand for me, she feels like she won. But if you just come in and say, "Well, you spit in your hand for me," no. Now, where do you go from there?
Always what?
You can always come down. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when you said no to SpaghettiOs and gummies, once I guilted you, and made you think, no, I can't say on this program that I think I'm better than Adam Yost, even though I really do think that. I need to keep that as my inside voice. I said, will you suck his dick? That's a no. We eat SpaghettiOs with him. Okay. We have some gummies. Well, I was going to eat them anyway. I was going to do it with Eddie Kingston and Jeff Jones, but whatever. Yeah, this is fine. Brian Fuller says, do you think Savage should have been kicked out of the NWO and rejoined WCW after he and Hogan had their feud?
Yes.
I agree with that.
I thought that was going to be I thought that was going to be the way it was. But I think they were tired of the NWO versus WCW angle by then. Unfortunately.
Josh Fields says, oh, wow, this is the second time. Good morning, sir. Richard, how are you, sir?
It's the Nature Boy.
Oh, yeah, I did. I'm actually taping with Schiavone. Can I call you right back? Hang on one second. Wait, we do that again.
Okay.
What was that you were saying?
I said, fuck Schiavone, the motherfucker. I'm going to take him from a massage parlor in Montana again. Fuck him.
All right, I'll call you back. You know, he was nominated, his little documentary was nominated for a sports Emmy.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time WWE has ever been nominated for one.
That is wonderful. That is so great. Did you see the Dusty documentary?
I did. It was fantastic. Did you watch it?
No.
Yeah. I didn't think you would because I know you just hate everything about Cody now.
I do not.
Hey, dude. I bet you hate Teal too. Just so you know, Teal's going to slap the taste out your mouth and make you bow down to the row when she sees you.
First of all, I don't hate Tio, and number two is she better watch her step talking about like that.
What? Watch your step talking about what?
The way, slap me and bow down and all stuff like that.
Oh, I'm telling you, Teal's the member of the Ronalds family you don't want to fuck with.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And ain't Kristen you got to worry about.
Yeah.
It ain't Dustin you got to worry about.
Mhm.
And Cody's just a fine young man.
Yes.
The next world champ. But
Right.
Teal go Tupac on your ass.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I got it, man.
As Michael Rappaport said, she'll do a 187 in your ass.
What movie was that from?
Next Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to make sure you don't watch that one?
I always like Michael Rappaport. The stuff
Oh,
that
dude,
he did.
have you seen the Friday series? You said you'd never seen Friday, right? We made you
No.
watch the first one, but you didn't watch the second one.
No.
Bobby wants to know, how would WCW have looked without the Time Warner merger in 96 and the AOL merger in 2001, where Ted would have remained in charge of his company? That's a great question.
Yeah, it would have still been part of the scene. Listen, when the Time Warner merger was tough enough, the AOL merger is what ended us.
Right.
Because AOL didn't want any part of us at all. So and of course, hey, look at AOL now.
Right.
They're like WCW, which I think is kind of hilarious in many ways. The internet went on without them.
They're taking a break here, Tony. I think we should too. We'll stop it down at 45. There it is, 133.45. We're taking this time out to talk about your penis. Tony, tell us about your dog meat.
Okay, nothing much to say unless you're eating SpaghettiOs out of the can.
But every now and again, when you really need to crank that tractor, get it going, maybe think of like Popeye with his spinach, except not for his arm, but for your penis muscle.
Yes, right.
It's Blue Chew.
Right. And I would suggest take a Blue Chew, chew it, eat a can of SpaghettiOs out of the can because some people can't get it hard on an empty stomach.
Do you think you did your best work on an empty stomach, or do you like to get full and then fuck? Because we saw in that Hogan video that he felt like it affected his performance.
Oh, okay.
He said he had eaten too much food. He felt like a big fat pig. He said this as he was fucking his best friend's wife, as you may recall.
Wow. Don't know about that.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Well, listen, if you want to get your own thermos going, right? You want to hulk up. You want your wiener to hulk up.
Yeah.
Blue Chew is the way to do it. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in the form of chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Now, you don't have to take this right before you need to go to Pound Town. You can take it anytime. Take it in the morning if you think you're going to be laying pipe that evening, or take it on your way home from work. Just walk in the door and go, ta-da, look at there. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And here's the best part. It's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped directly to your door, all in a discreet package. But Tony, there won't be anything discreet about their package. Silva, let's get a great shot of Tony Schiavone's face here. Tony, let me ask you a question. When you get out of the shower with a raging heart on, like you do, could you support a towel around it without Blue Chew? Could you hang a towel over your hog and just keep it off the floor? No hands.
Without Blue Chew?
Without Blue Chew.
No.
With Blue Chew, could you do a towel? Would it be a bath sheet? Would it be a hand towel? Or in your case, would it be a rag?
I could hang a tea service set on it.
A tea service set. So like for a sitting for how many people? One person or multiple people?
It'd be two.
Really?
Yeah.
A little penis tea party.
A little penis tea party with the cups and sugar and cream and tea and a little pot for tea and a couple of sandwiches.
You bring your own cream.
And yeah, I knew you would say that. And then a flour.
Oh, flour?
Yeah, to just spice up the service.
Oh, I see. Really class the joint up.
Class the joint up.
Well, Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. Tony, tell them what they need to do to get their cock harder than ever.
Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code WHW to check out. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code WHW to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast from our Blue Chew studios.
Let's get back to it. We're on Monday Nitro, Season 4, Episode 16, 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 45 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Monday, April 20th, 1998 will go down in the annals of professional wrestling history as one of the biggest nights, if not the single biggest night ever. Tonight, with the split of the NWO looming over the wrestling world, with the two different factions, Hollywood Hogan looks to reclaim the gold against world champion Randy Savage. And with it, does he reclaim leadership with the NWO? If he wins, if he loses, whose side will they take? It'll be no disqualification. It'll be fight to the finish. We must have a winner. No one allowed to interfere as the two most prominent stars of the NWO, along, of course, with Big Sexy.
You need to shut the fuck up every now and again. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, I'm right with you on that one.
Fuck.
Hey, so I just figured out by watching the Nitro Girls who is in my top 4.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, it's Whisper. Whisper, obviously, number 1 is Spice and Tigress. Remember Tigress?
I do.
Vanessa was her real name. Holy moly.
Look at you showing off. Using shoot names.
How about this? Really, really, really.
You ever have a fan show up at your house?
What's that?
You ever have a fan show up at your house?
No.
You want to change that?
I know you've attempted to change that.
No, I just gave you.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. I used to have a lot of fan mail show up at the house, but because thanks to the mailbox that we have, and we've given that address before, we don't. Most of it goes to the mailbox. Thank God. And I think I've done a good job of.
Where did your mail normally go? They just throw that shit around the yard?
Yeah, no, the mail.
The P.O. box?
The P.O. box, yes.
Okay, you kept saying mailbox, and I was
mailbox.
Like, what do they do in Georgia? They just throw it in the flower bed. Fuck them. Oh, but don't rain.
You know what? You're not far off, man. If sometimes the a delivery person like FedEx, or especially the post office, or Amazon's really good about weather, but well, yeah, shut up. That was Alexa. But if they put something on the stoop and it's raining, whew, man, the rage flies into Lois Schiavone, buddy. But Amazon's got this thing now where you can give them the code to your garage, and they'll put it in your garage. I have no idea where I'm going with this, but there you go.
Booker T and Psychosis are in the ring. Of course, Booker T is on his way up. Psychosis never had any upward mobility in WCW. Would it have fucking killed you guys to push Psychosis a little bit?
Wouldn't have killed us at all.
Why do you think you enjoyed fucking him around, using him like a chip jobber?
Probably because he was probably willing to do the job. And a lot of times, as a booker and a guy is willing to do the job, you'll go, well, he'll do the job and we don't have to hear about it, right? And he'll do the job. Sometimes being willing to do the job worked against you.
And that's where I wanted you to get to. Like, you guys punished Psychosis for being a team player.
It's not punishing.
Yeah. Who are you punishing in AEW these days?
No, it's not. It's not punishing.
The
guy gets TV time, and the guy gets a good paycheck, and it's a job. How is that punishing him? Again, you're like many of the.
Oh, hang on.
You're like many of the fucking marks out there. You got to win or lose. Fuck that.
No.
You win or lose. You win or lose a payday. That's where you win or lose.
Hey, motherfucker.
And I know I'm right, motherfuckers. So don't go arguing. Oh, he's not.
I'm
winning
not arguing.
enough.
I'm saying you
He's not
yourself.
winning enough. Okay.
You yourself, out of your own dumb whore mouth, just said, these are your words.
Mhm.
Sometimes being willing to do the job works against you. How does it work against you?
It works against you if you feel like you should win or lose.
I didn't think that mattered. You fucking Martin.
It doesn't matter, but it matters in the minds of some of these guys and gals.
Well, you just said it worked against you. What does
Well,
that mean? It works. How
it
does
works
work
against you in your own mind. I'm not arguing this shit with you anymore. Start talking about something else.
Quit jobbing people out, Tony.
I'm not jobbing anybody else. Okay.
If Psychosis shows up on AEW, you better let him win once. God damn it.
If I had something to do with winning or losing, I would.
I think nobody should ever lose.
Oh, I'm sure you should.
Just everybody wins all the time. Let them come out, show us their moves,
Yep.
give them some participation trophies, send them to the back.
Participation trophies is what it's what you millennials are all about, and you are one. So stop denying it.
The participation trophy is a 5-star rating from a fucking dirt sheet.
Yes,
That's the participation trophy.
That's what it is.
And then some companies go fucking tweet about it.
And it's worse now than it's ever been, because back then they would have to read the sheet. Now they can just, if they could get away with it, they would have a phone in their pocket as they wrestle. Pull the sucker out as they go up top and say, oh, the fans like that move. I'm going to do it again.
You know what? I think you're on to something. If we can if we can do micro bets in traditional sports,
yeah,
we should get live feedback during wrestling and through the IFB communicate it to the referee and let the guys play it out. It's like, whose line is it anyway? It's improv wrestling.
Right.
Or, the way it used to be. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Where the fans are calling the spots.
No, back in the day, the fans would react to things or not react to things, and the guys in the ring would change what they were doing to do more of what they wanted.
Right.
That's not what happens now. Now they go out there and say, all right, I'm on move 27.
Yeah.
And I got to get to 28, 29, 30, 31, and then we'll start our go home sequence.
Oh, God.
Whereas back then, guys would, when you're saying, let's see what the fans like and do more of that, do it again. That's what it was, Tony.
Doing your spots is fucking dangerous.
What do you mean?
Suppose your opponent gets hurt.
Right. Just do it to his body. It doesn't matter if he can do it. Just keep hitting him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's something, you get on spot 28 and you've got 30 spots and a guy's hurt, some of these fuckers still going to do spot 29 and 30.
No, they're not. You don't mean that.
Oh, yes, they are.
No.
Because they don't have the ability. They don't have the ability. Of course it is. And, it's the way wrestling is today.
Okay. By the way, I got some great feedback last week. Lots of people agree with me about Lindsay Pelis, and you need to watch your mouth.
Lindsay Pelis.
Yeah. You Googled her last week?
Who does she ever beat?
Well, a lot of people. I'm going to be quiet. Okay. I feel like we're on a slippery slope here.
I've never heard of Lindsay Pelis until last week. I don't
That's
get
not
this.
true. That's not true.
How would have I heard of her? Is she?
I don't know. Well, who the fuck did J-Lo ever beat?
I don't. What? Is she a movie star? Is she a recording artist?
She's an Instagrammer.
Oh, of course she is. I bet you she's got a OnlyFans, doesn't she?
Oh, well, does she?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't do that. Let me see.
Okay.
Goddamn, she does.
Of course she does.
Thanks for the pro tip, Tony. I didn't know what I was doing for the rest of the day, but I got it figured out now. Fuck.
Lindsay Pelis.
Yeah. I wish she listened to the show. Shout out to Whitney Wright too, wherever she is, whatever she's up to these days.
I don't think she listens to us much anymore.
I think she grew out of wrestling.
Well,
I'll see what she's up to. I'll go do the heavy lifting for us.
Okay.
Ah, she still follows me. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Oh, she too has an OnlyFans. How about that?
Oh, I bet she does.
Oh wow, lots of I don't know that she's in the industry anymore. Lots of politics on here.
On her Twitter or
Oh,
Instagram?
there you go. I have to go back 3 weeks, but there I saw something like you used to.
Like you used to. How do you feel about old school Whitney Wright? I'm for it.
Booker T, man, is on a tear here, making a name for himself. And this is a good spot to be in the show. I mean, coming up next, we got Lex Luger and Brian Adams, which is a barn burner anywhere in the country. But then our main event for the world title, no DQ, Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan. But you're in your feelings as Lex Luger's coming to the ring, and you're gonna say some things into the microphone that we're gonna track, let people listen to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said some pretty good things or pretty bad things.
We'll find out.
Look at the fans here, Booker T going up top, man.
They're with it, dude.
Yeah, they are with it. That big missile drop kick.
Huge.
Able to cover. Yes, Booker T.
Oh, God.
Television champ. Done. Tell you what, guys.
A missile drop kick used to be a finish.
How about that? And do you think that we should have put Psychosis over there? No.
No, I wouldn't have booked him here, though.
Yeah.
I might have let Psychosis wrestle Chris Adams earlier. Or Conan.
There you go. You're booking. I love it. Everybody's
Psychosis over Chris Adams. That would have worked. Hey, they're taking a timeout. I think we should too, Tony.
Okay, let's take a timeout.
We'll do one here at 148. There it is. 144.58. My apologies. Now listen, you've been talking about how you're trying to eat better and you're on a little bit of a diet.
Yep.
Can I give you a little pro tip? I think you're going to like. You probably already know about it. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Can help you fuel up fast with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. And listen, we've had some different sponsors who have products like this. This is the best one we've ever had. That's not in the copy. I'm just being honest. I think at this point I've had maybe 24 of these, all different. It's new every time. It's different every time. And it's fantastic every time. I have yet to have a bad one. All the other services before that we've tried, I'm just being honest, most of them were good. Everything I've had from Factor has been fantastic. So good that my wife was trying to cook the other night. And I said, hey, I'm good with Factor tonight. And I think she was a little low-key offended. She had one of mine and she was like, damn, this is pretty good. And it's something new all the time. Maybe you're too busy to cook. Maybe as things are starting, the days are a little longer. Maybe you're running more errands. Maybe you're spending more time outdoors, whether it's working in the yard or helping with the kids or whatever. Man, Factor gives you more time because it lets you skip that grocery store. You skip all the chopping and prepping and cleaning up. And these are fresh, never frozen meals that are ready in just 2 minutes with Factor. Seriously, you poke a couple holes in the top, slide it in the microwave, and 2 minutes later, boom, it's fantastic. The Calorie Smart meals are like 550 calories per serving. How do you beat that? They've got something for every variety of lifestyle, whether you're doing keto or Calorie Smart, maybe you're vegan and veggie. How about Protein Plus? Maybe you're trying to bulk up. Either way, it's all prepared by chefs. It's approved by dietitians. You know, it has all the ingredients you want and nothing you don't want, but you're going to feel satisfied all day long. And you might be thinking, well, I don't know, is one enough? Am I going to be hungry later? You will not be. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it. There's 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options. So there's always something new to try. They can even handle your breakfast stuff, man. They got egg bites, smoothies. The smoothies are fantastic. I've had like 3 different flavors. Maybe you want to cut back on takeout because not only is it maybe not always made with the best stuff and maybe not so good for you, it's also expensive. Well, this is cheaper and faster. How do you beat 2 minutes? I also want to mention that Factor is proud to tell you that they're a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions on your door. They also source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. And they've got sustainably sourced seafood in all the meals. So they're not taking any shortcuts like you might see with some of these fast food alternatives. We got a special offer, and boy, is it a tasty one.
Head to factormeals.com/WHW and use code WHW50. Once again, head to factormeals.com/WHW50. That's 50, and use code WHW50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code WHW50 at factormeals.com/WHW50 to get 50% off your first box. Factor, by the way, is FACTOR, factormeals.com/WHW50.
Let's get back to the show here. We're cooking with gas at 144.58. In 3, 2, 1, play.
You can just feel the excitement, the intensity as it continues to grow and it continues to mount. And you can also feel within the NWO, you can feel I think you can see the jitters. I think you can see the uneasiness they're having. They're some of the greatest athletes in the world reside within the NWO. We've always said that, Mike and Ray, even though we never liked the way they approach things, how they backstab, how they try to take tradition and throw it away. We've often said tradition would always prevail. But even though we've often said that, we've always respected the athletes. Whose side will they be on tonight? We're just moments away from finding out. You can't question the.
So when Luger comes out, you're going to go on a diatribe about pro wrestling on cable TV.
Whoa.
You're definitely giving an edict, or you yourself are in your feelings and just trying to. But it's pretty good.
Okay. I can't wait.
I know you're fired up about it. Brian Adams, freshly joining WCW here.
Different areas have like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 really top good guys. NWO, top to bottom, like WCW. It don't get any better.
And that's why, fans, as Lex Luger makes his way out, that's why we have been very boastful of our position in professional wrestling. We've been able to do this because Nitro has set the standard in pro wrestling on cable TV. No one can deny that. And the reason it has is because that's what brings in top to bottom, the stars, the superstars, if you will, are here in WCW and, of course, in the NWO. And as announcers, as fans of the sport, we enjoy seeing the friction within the NWO. It makes for great matches. It makes for great wrestling. It brings the legions of fans out each and every week when we sell out Nitros all across the land. And when we bring you to millions and millions of households, the greatest professional wrestling, I really think, anywhere. Over the last 3 or 4 decades, I've been following this sport since the early 70s, and I can't remember a greater time to be a fan of pro wrestling than the year 1998. Really?
I'll never be able to recreate that again.
What do you mean?
I ain't got the voice. Well, I asked earlier if you think I could
can
be a play-by-play leader. Now, there's no way to create that.
I believe in you. You can do it.
No, I can't. I can't. But that's okay. That's okay because I love what I'm doing now. I do. I love my role. I do.
You gotta be willing to unleash the beast, Tony.
Mm.
I mean it. Like a few weeks ago, you let out on this very program 411 fuck sheet.
Yeah.
Let your real personality like that come through on TV. It's a win.
My real personality can't come out on TV unless I drop a bunch of F-bombs.
Do it. What are they going to do? Fire you?
They might. They'll find me. I don't need to be fined.
I think you can get over with it.
Yeah.
If you started calling matches, like call this match like real life Tony Schiavone.
Okay.
Brian Adams and Lex Luger.
All right.
Let's just pretend
that
this is your tryout for Tony Uncensored, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got to be prepped. I can't just do that off the cuff like I can't.
You've done it many times on this program.
I can't say I can't say
Lex Luger rubbing his dick in Brian Adams' face, asking him right now, should I shove it in or punch him? Oh, he's going punches.
Yeah.
First 2 were shitty. Let's see. Is he gonna drop him on his ding dong? Oh, missed by a mile. Nobody's selling that. He's not so smart, stupid motherfucker.
Yep. And Luger loves matches like this because, as we know, he blows up. If he runs one more time, he will blow up, and there's a chance he'll shit himself, fans. Oh, over the top. Brian Adams landed on both of his feet and still fell down. That he's either fucking lazy or he's high. And I would go with high. Luger's going to go through the ropes. Charles Robinson's going to say, no, don't. Oh, in the minute, that may have been the best blow of the night. What do you think, Taz?
That's exactly right, Tony.
Well,
Yeah.
the good news is he's not wearing orange. If he wore orange, he would hear from my lawyers. You know, I got a lot of problems, Tony. Money's not one of them. Check out those signs. Huh? Sexy Lexi. Yeah, right. How's that? Would that have been good?
I loved it.
Okay. Outside in suplex. Watch. Ooh, got the knees up. Watch Luger. Watch how he blows out. You'll see it all the time. It means he's up, not out, but up. And there's Vincent on the outside. Is Michael Jones?
Who?
Is he still with us? He was very sick, right?
No, he's still with us. Still got the big hog too. Last I heard.
Oh, really?
Yep. Heard it was a real big hog.
Okay, that's what you asked about. You didn't ask if his health is good. You just want to know if he still had the big hog.
He did a GoFundMe with his ding dong out.
Oh,
He had the tip of his penis out, or it was the balls, or I don't know, but something was out. They filmed it and posted it.
you're really serious too, aren't you?
Yeah. I swear. Why would I make that?
Don't show it.
I can't show his penis. It's on YouTube.
Good.
I'm saying we would get kicked off YouTube for showing penis.
And so I guess he got kicked off.
I think it's
YouTube.
okay actually if it's therapeutic. So if we could get you to do some hot yoga next week with your balls out.
You mean therapeutic for the person showing or the person watching?
Somebody in our group chat discovered that there were naked chicks doing yoga on YouTube. And I was like, wait, what? And they were like, yeah, it's okay because it's like exercise stuff. You can't show it in a sexual way, but if it's just the human body doing, good things. Oh my God, that punch missed by a mile. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
As good as they can do, buddy.
So next week, can we have you do naked yoga on the program?
No. Do you think Luger was the worst wrestler ever to get a big push?
No.
Would that have been the Ultimate Warrior?
Probably Goldberg, number one.
Okay.
I mean, Luger never hurt anybody.
On purpose.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he didn't kick Bret Hart's head the second round.
Got it.
So look at the front row over there, completely empty, by the way. Goldberg, probably the worst. Ultimate Warrior's up there. Brutus the Barber Beefcake was in a main event of a Starrcade.
Yeah, wasn't he also in the main?
Great Khali. He wasn't very good.
Yeah, I didn't see much of him, but I've heard he wasn't good at all.
I don't think Luger's the worst. I don't think he's even top 10 worst.
Andre really wasn't that good of a wrestler. I mean,
well, he was good back before, he couldn't move it.
But even back before he couldn't move, he was more of a feature, a spectacle than he was a good wrestler, right? Because he was the biggest man in the ring.
So we know what's coming. It's Kevin Nash. It's Hulk Hogan. It's Randy Savage. It's Roddy Piper. It's Bret Hart.
It's all the big stars.
Pulling out all the big stars just 1 week after they beat your ass.
Yeah.
Beat it pretty
good. So we're going to do, we're just going to talk about it.
Professor Drew Landry wants to know, who was more fun to share the commentary table with? Bobby Heenan or Mark Madden?
Whoa. Great question. I would say probably Heenan because I shared it with him more. But Mark Madden and I had a great time together.
Hey, shout out to Darren, who just joined us over in the live chat. Appreciate you checking in with us. He says he just won Efren's game event. Shout out to Efren doing the game event over with Josh Chernoff and his brother Fred on the Premier streaming service. You see they announced Freddie Prinze Jr. as part owner of that now? Have you checked out anything on Premier yet?
I didn't even know there was a Premier.
Yeah, I think you should check it out. They're trying to be competitive with Fight and all the other wrestling streaming networks that are out there.
Yeah.
IWTV and High Spots TV, and there's a few good ones out there now.
Oh boy, everybody wants to hook on to wrestling and make some money. Good for them. Is that Efren that?
Our Efren, yeah.
That we used to be with us, right?
Our Efren, yeah. Josh Fields agrees with me. Lindsay Pelis is pretty Roll Tide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like fake lips and fake boobs, sure.
So you think J-Lo's never been under the knife? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, that's not
You
what I'm saying.
ignorant motherfucker.
That's not what I'm saying at all. You're putting any words in my mouth. I just think there's a lot of.
Lindsay Pelis doesn't have fake boobs, by the way. Those are real.
She got fake lips.
What does that mean, fake lips?
She's got a lot of collagen injected into it until it's like.
That's not true. You're just looking at a bad photo where she was posed. I know you've never seen a woman make a kissy face, or not in a long time. But
You're right.
yeah, that's how they pooch their lips together to give you what we call in the South a sugar.
A sugar? Is that sugar?
You ever get any sugar?
Not in a long time.
When was the last time you got some sugar?
I don't know. Probably right before we flew to Colorado Springs. At the house, maybe. I don't know.
So that was back in 1998.
Eddie Prather says Pelis looks plastic.
Eddie Prather's a dumb son of a bitch.
Well, I know that, but still, that's what he said.
Why are all these guys having negative? I'm over here putting chicks over. Why are they? Why's everybody being negative?
Putting chicks over.
That's what I do.
Yeah, and with the goal being chicks to put you over.
It's called reciprocation, Tony. If I send you a birthday card on your birthday, I expect one. I put them over strong, put them over early, put them over consistently. I'll sell for you.
Buddy. Oh, look at the Hollywood and the Disciple, or Brother Brood. I don't know what it's called then.
I need Hulk Hogan to be wearing sunglasses right now. It looks weird without it.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know why he would come out without him. He did a promo without him, didn't he? Earlier?
I don't know. He needs to have them the whole way down.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and be any one wrestler, got to be them the whole time now, start to finish, who would you be and why?
Any one wrestler?
Yep.
The Rock.
That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah. Because he's the fucking man, buddy.
Yes, he is.
I know the Black Adam thing was a
flop,
big flop, many ways, but he just shrugged that off, man, like water, like in wiping water off his arms, and move forward.
You think The Rock will keep having blockbusters, or is this the beginning of the end?
I don't know. It's hard to predict, isn't it? It depends on.
So you think it might be the beginning of the end?
No, I didn't say that. It
sounds like you said it with your mouth.
No, I didn't say it with my mouth. That's what you said, because you know what? You're a verbal clickbait, is what you are. So I didn't say. What does that make
you?
Okay, a stooge.
Oh. I love you, Schiavone. No, I'm not clickbait. I'm a stooge. Get it right, motherfucker.
So you can't predict. I don't know what the people in Hollywood think about him now. You know, sometimes you have a flop and they go, eh. I mean, who's the director of the Titanic? James Cameron. Right?
Yeah.
He made that one statement at the Oscars. I'm king of the world. And he was just doing the line from Titanic, and Hollywood started shitting on him because that one line. Then he went on to make some
Have-
pretty good movies.
You a big fan of Avatar?
I was a fan. I didn't see the second one. I was a fan of I really liked the first one. And not only that, the Avatar ride at Animal Kingdom at Disney
Yeah.
World is freaking awesome. Have you ever been on that?
No.
It's worth your time. Absolutely.
I haven't gone to an amusement park since the kids were little.
Well, you don't know what you're missing because a lot of the amusement parks now are the virtual rides to where,
You sit in a movie theater chair and
yeah, or and that's what Avatar is, a virtual ride. It's freaking awesome. You really feel like you're flying through the world. Just well done. Well, here we go. Hogan and Savage.
24-hour title reign for Randy Savage, and y'all are fucking him just like you're fucking Psychosis. You know, why couldn't Psychosis have been a 24-hour champ? What would it have hurt? Let me remind you that the great Bret Hart once asked us all, in earnest, who are you to doubt, El Dandy? Hey, so a guy I'm pretty good friends with recently ended his engagement. So he was looking to spend a little more time with the fellows than he had been in the past.
Okay. Looking to get laid.
So
Yeah.
he recently dumped the engagement ring, got himself his first Rolex. I was really proud of him. That was a pro move. And then he wanted to tag along, go hang out in Dabo's neighborhood on my little boat quest. And he did. So we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And he told us on the way up there that he was into redheads. And I thought, wow, okay. And he had a phrase that went along with it because he didn't actually say, I like redheads. He said this phrase. I want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing here.
All right.
Because I think he'll appreciate where he's going with this.
Yeah. I kind of feel I know where he's going with it anyway, but go ahead.
Wait, how do you feel? What do you mean?
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
He said, because I had Cassio text it to me so I wouldn't forget. If the roof is rusty, you know the basement's always wet. Have you heard of that?
Never heard of that, but that's pretty creative.
That was a new one on me.
Yeah.
You know about any rusty roofs?
No. Never dated a redhead that I'm aware of. I mean, it could be a redhead that colored her hair.
Was a decided blonde.
Yeah.
Meaning one day she decided to be blonde.
I know you're really into blondes. I know that. You love
Yeah. Blonde hair, blue eyes, daddy issues. That's my deal.
I like brunettes. Always have. Yeah. I think the most beautiful women in the world by far are the brunettes that you see on South Beach in Miami. By far.
What color was Lois's hair when you met her?
Brunette. She was brown.
He had another phrase too. He called it a LBFM.
LBFM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little brown fuck machines. That was new for me.
I wonder why he's no longer engaged.
I don't know.
Yeah, he had a lot of time left in his single life, you could tell, before he's going to get married, and all of a sudden apparently he realized that. Yeah.
I never heard about the rusty roofs.
I never either. That's
a tight shot on those punches.
Yeah.
Oh, dig it in the mouth, dig it in the eyes. Man, this is some good camera work here. Is that Jackie, you think, up on the camera?
Yeah, probably. I would think it is. Up on the, they had a little camera stand. You know, right now we've got a camera mounted on the ring post.
Yeah, I like that too. What do you think of that?
I love it. I love that, and I love the overhead camera shot. You can't overdo them, but I love them both. And there you see in the far, I believe, as Hogan is choking Macho Man right now, Hogan is kind of blocking it, but that was Jackie over on that far side who had just climbed up.
Jagga.
Yeah. I heard Jackie's health wasn't that good. Did you talk
Those are
to David
facts.
about that?
Those are facts. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that. Jackie was a fun guy, man.
Still is, from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. He's going to be a fun guy to the very end.
He likes to party.
Oh, man. Likes to party.
You like to party, Tony?
No. Man, I don't know what's happened to me.
I'm just getting old.
I guess that's it. I guess that's the one excuse you can use for just being old.
You think your roof's getting rusty on you?
Oh, I wish.
You want your basement to be wet?
Yes.
I'm concerned it might already be.
So a lot of our listeners, watchers are coming up with their favorite females.
Oh yeah,
and I think Coach Keith hit the, as you would say, nail on the head, and that would be Halle Berry. Lord have mercy.
I don't think I should be asking my brothers with my father-in-law.
I'm sorry.
Flair says he had a title defense. Berry.
What?
Yeah, he said she went 1-on-1.
What?
With Space Mountain back in the day.
Fuck, he's delusional.
Why would he lie about that?
I don't know. Oh man. Halle Berry, Monsters Ball. Jesus. Watch out.
What a crazy movie that was, too.
Yeah, it was.
When you hear Billy Bob Thornton say something like, all I want to do is hear that dirt hitting that box, it's like, oh, my goodness. Darren says the game event grand prize, what he won was a shower with Tony. He's asking, how does he collect? Should he just come to Colorado Springs in June?
No, he needs to just, I'll give him a Chick-fil-A. Instead, I'll give him a Chick-fil-A gift certificate instead.
There you go.
He can have his chicken and eat it too.
Eddie Prather wants to know, Ginger or Marianne?
Oh, Marianne.
Marianne for sure.
Yeah.
Ginger did have that rusty roof though.
Yeah, well, that we think it could have been colored in.
I don't think that. She was pale ale.
All right.
Bobby wants to know, Tony, where are you on the 1970s and 80s Incredible Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby?
I watched it. I thought it was, I liked it, but I always thought that you go back and watch it now, it doesn't really, in today's, what's going on today, it doesn't play well because the scenes with the Hulk were like done in slow motion and the show was better than the Hulk appearances, put it that way.
Here's a great example of why Eddie Prather is not the smartest guy we have on ad-free shows.
Yeah, okay.
It says, Halle Berry with longer hair, yes. Halle Berry with short hair, nope.
What is wrong with you, Eddie?
Fuck off, Eddie Prather.
Yeah, Eddie, would you need to, are you out of your mind? You need another prescription for those glasses that you keep on your nose like this.
Maybe you should just push them up.
Yeah.
Long hair, short hair, don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, really good question that I think you should play. Oh, Yambag Jones has it nailed. What's funny is I picked this question out before Silva saw it, and then Silva started, and it made me happy because we're thinking the same way. Yambag says, F, Mary, kill, Tony. Luna Vachon, Moolah, Bull Nakano.
I would F Luna, marry Bull, and kill Moolah.
You nailed it.
Yep.
Josh Fields wants to know, Linda Carter or Gail Gadot? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Gal Gadot by a landslide. She's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
I gotta look that up. I don't even know what you're saying right now. Those words have never touched in my life.
She is the modern day Wonder Woman, and Linda Carter was the one from the TV show.
Oh, Linda Carter wins.
Oh, not even close.
No.
You're
right. Not even close. Linda Carter, way better.
Oh, out of your mind.
Dude, she had those light colored eyes. That was a win.
Oh, God. There you go looking at eyes again.
Well, I'm telling you, for $140, we could get that black hair blonde, and we're all set. Linda Carter with blonde hair, like a sore Peter, hard to beat.
Yeah. Linda was in the last Wonder Woman movie, too, by the way.
Y'all ought to have her down to AEW.
Wow. But Halle Berry, that's top of the list right there. That's a great call. Boy, we run out of things to talk about, haven't we? We got Hogan and Savage, two of the greatest in the ring, and we're talking about good-looking women.
The greatest in the ring is Nick Patrick.
Okay.
Nick Patrick is an underrated motherfucker. And by the way, he's selling his stories over at ad-free shows each and every month.
Wow.
With our man Cassio Kid. They alternate with Mike Chioda and Paulie Brahma and Cassio and Nick Patrick. So you're getting WWF stories and WCW stories. Yeah. Speaking of fun stuff you never thought you'd see, spent a lot of time today talking about great commentators, and I think we all agree the greatest commentator in the history of all commentators was
Jim
Rob
Ross.
Bartlett.
What?
Yeah.
No,
the
Jim
original
Ross.
host of Monday Night Raw is joining us over at Ad Free Shows tomorrow night.
Who is
Thursday,
this?
April 20th, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a live watch along of the very first episode of Monday Night Raw from 30 years ago. Rob Bartlett.
It's not Rob Bartlett. It's Jim Ross, the greatest commentator of all time. So stop it.
Buddy, you don't even know what we're talking about. It's a joke and you're fucking it up.
Okay.
Rob Bartlett.
It's a joke and you're fucking it up.
Rob Bartlett is known for being the worst commentator in Raw history.
Oh, is he really? Okay. All right.
He was fantastic.
Okay.
He was fantastically bad.
All right.
It was not his jam. And we've got him tomorrow. And I wanted to put him over, but now he might hear this and know it's a rib. And you fucked the whole deal because you don't know how to keep your goddamn yapper shut. We're doing lots of scams and gimmicks over at adfreeshows.com. Come join us, won't you? First week's on us. Sign up for a free trial. See what it's all about. Adfreeshows.com. By the way, if you want us to show your business and talk about how it makes our ding dongs feel and all that good stuff, it's easy to do. You're looking for dudes, we got them, especially if they're 25 to 54 years old. No better place to advertise than right here on What Happened When. You hear a lot of the same ads over and over and over. You know why? Because it really works. Go right now to Advertise with WHW. Find out more about advertising here on What Happened When. And be sure to check us out on the Tube of You. WHW on YouTube.com. That's WHW on YouTube.com. And who could forget our fabulous merch and swag over at LoisRules.com. How about Andre Hogmeat money? That's right. We talked about it last week. We got it now. We've even got the tape measure t-shirt. Seriously, lots of fun stuff for you to look at over at LoisRules.com.
In your selling of that, I don't think it's good to use the line, you want dudes, we got them.
We do. What?
I just...
I mean, how many chicks are watching right now on
Yeah.
our live stream?
Probably
Bug.
not
That's
many.
it. Bug. That's it.
Bug's a guy.
No, Bug ain't got no balls.
Okay.
You get your balls ripped out.
Oh, hang on a second.
Eat
Bug,
your limbs.
stop licking. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
Stop. Collaborate and listen.
And meanwhile, the fans really popped on the figure four at that time.
Look at the crowd just sitting still right now, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they are not. This is not hot. They're not with it. You got big stars, but there's no story. They don't care. That's what's amiss here.
Well, why didn't we notice that? That's the miss. That's the miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because you were busy just cashing paychecks.
No, you think it's because... Here's a question for you. Do you think that overall, Hogan being in charge of creativity hurt WCW?
100%.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
But Eric will tell you, and I think I'm right by saying this. Oh, how about that? Eric will tell you
He never used it.
That what?
That he didn't use it.
No, that Eric would have never signed him without that. Could have never signed him. Because that's the one thing that Vince wouldn't give Hogan. And that's the one thing that Eric did, and that's why we were able to sign him. Right? I mean,
yeah.
So they just put a stunner or a whatever on Nick Patrick. He's out. They're taking care of the knee. And Nick Patrick was an NWO referee, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Now, at this point, he's not.
Oh, he's not? He's
No.
The tide has turned?
Yeah, he's a good boy now.
Ah, he's a good boy.
Back to normal.
Eddie Prather says, never give full creative to anyone, and I would agree. Because if you give full creative control to anyone, you're going to get a lot of bad blood from people who have to do the job to him.
Yeah.
Or just, there's so many. But anyway, wouldn't have been able to sign him with it. Wouldn't have had the NWO. Wouldn't have had, look at this. They're going to freaking
A stunner on the belt.
How about that?
Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake, the disciple, puts the stunner over his shoulder and nails it. And look, Kevin Nash does a run in. Coming in the ring here. Let's track it.
Nash standing over Savage. Who is this behind him?
Uh-oh.
The person who holds Kevin Nash back is Eric Bischoff. What do you think of this, Tony?
It's a mess. Have we switched the title yet?
And so we've got the refs down.
Okay.
Kevin Nash setting up the power bomb.
Uh-huh.
A couple of karate kicks from Eric Bischoff.
Uh-huh. Fans are digging this.
He's going to hook him a second time. Here we go.
Here it comes!
A lot of excitement.
I see this on my...
Jackknife Hollywood!
Savage is going to win it.
He punched Savage.
Now remember, we just watched last week. Bret Hart was all over it, saying if he sees injustice, he's going to stop it. He's not going to let anybody get screwed by a referee like what happened to him. He comes in with a belt, nails Kevin Nash.
Oh, God.
And now he's going to reverse it. Hogan over Savage. Then he's going to go grab the referee. Let's take a listen.
Bret Hart, 1, 2. Hogan wins the world title. You've got to be kidding.
I'm going to throw up.
I'm stunned. Look at Piper. He can't believe it either. How in God's name did this happen? What is Bret Hart doing here? What? And that's what Piper wants to know. Confronting the hitman Bret Hart. This is beyond description. Ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of all this, Hollywood Hogan is the heavyweight champion of the world.
Piper says, talk to me, but Hart doesn't have any answers for him.
What has happened to that man? Oh my God!
Bret's had enough, and he turns and knocks out Roddy Piper. A little smirk. Listen, they're doing this in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It feels a little overbooked. It feels a little busy to me. It feels like it's not as impactful as it could have been or you want it to be. What say you?
No, I agree. I was thinking by the time Bret Hart came out, I was thinking, man, this too much is going on here.
Yes.
And then, of course, when Piper comes out, there was too much going on. Think of all the people that hit the ring. Just think about this. All the people that hit the ring. Kevin Nash, Eric Bischoff.
It's very busy.
Yeah,
very busy.
Exactly. Right.
Next week, we're going to be busy talking about some Memphis wrestling, taking you motherfuckers back to 1986. It's Jeff Jarrett's TV debut.
Oh, man.
He's going to get the shit kicked out of him. Maybe he's even going to get some color because, well, of course. But it's Jerry Jarrett, Buddy Landell, Dutch Mantell, and some old school commercials we're going to make fun of.
Oh, that's great.
It's going to be fun stuff from 1986. I can't wait to watch. But that's what's happening next week, Tony. Right now, it looks like it's about that time.
Okay, going to see if I can still relive this. If I still got it in me. How did that happen? How did Bret Hart? Why was he doing this? My God, I can't believe it. Oh, here comes Roddy Piper. How in God's name hit it? Oh my God, here we go. He hits Piper. We've got a new heavyweight champion of the world. It's Hulk Hogan. Oh God, we're desperately out of time. The tape machines are rolling, and we will not sue you Next week, what happened? It's always been a lie. How's that? See you next week on What Happened When. On What Happened When. We come to you on Wednesdays. That would be, see, I get so excited.
Hey, guys, thanks for listening. Catch the show early. Patreon.com/WHW Monday.
Monday's on
Patron. Patreon.com/WHW Monday. And, of course,
at free shows, Doug. I've lost it. I'm too old.
You have. I think let's go ahead and draft your resignation letter to Tony together, shall we?
No.
Okay, we'll see you next week. So long, everybody.
Hey guys, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Need to call a timeout real quick here. I wanted to tell your listeners what I've been telling my world listeners for a while now. It's about all the incredible things happening over on adfreeshows.com.
Jim Johnston created the soundtrack for generations of WWE fans with some of the most iconic themes in history. Jim sits down with Conrad to take us behind some of those classic themes, including The Ultimate Warrior.
And then I recorded that. And then just over that, you're just doing. You know, it's so simple, but that's what felt like him.
Plus, an all-new edition of The Book is here, as David Crockett takes us page by page, gate by gate, through the JCP booking logs of April 1985.
On Sunday, April 14th, you start the day with a 2 p.m. show in Richmond, Virginia, 43 grand. An hour later, Asheville, North Carolina kicks off, and it's another 63.63. But then that night, you guys all cruise to Atlanta, $31,000 at the gate. Talk about a banner day for Jim Crockett Promotions. This is hard to beat, man.
Hey, that's just a small taste of what Ad Free Shows has waiting for you, including a brand new perk, getting to join in on the live recordings of the shows with 4 levels to choose from. See for yourself why Ad Free Shows is the best value in wrestling today. Sign up now at adfreeshows.com. That's right, sign up today at adfreeshows.com.